some Palo Santo. I'm just sharing out the live. I'm going to do some basic energy healing. Hi, Shanna. Welcome in, love. Please share out the live. I'm just sharing out the live myself. Double tap that screen. Share it to anybody you feel might need this. Hello, Eric. Welcome in, love. How are we doing today? Hope we are amazing. I'm just sharing out the live. Please share out the live to anybody if you need some energy healing today. How are we all doing? Everybody doing good? I got some Palo Santo, and then I'm going to start feeling into the energy. See what needs to be cleared and cleansed today before we start some shadow work. Hello Shelly, hello Sabrina, welcome in my loves. I'm just getting the live started. I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday. I'm gonna do some energy work first. And then then we'll get into the shadow work. I want to feel into the energy. I'm pulling out my little cheat sheets though. I didn't have them in front of me yesterday, and a couple of things I was wondering what they were when I was feeling into the energy. Here we go. My handy dandy cheat sheet. My handy dandy chakra cheat sheet. How's everybody doing today? Hello, Sultana. I feel impressed. I did too. I did a huge clearing before I came on, and it was wicked. It was like, I felt like I was like a demon was coming out of me. The burp that came out, it was insane. But I know I had to clear the energy from, the air conditioning guy still had to come back and wrap it up today. We finally got air for the first time. I've had air in 3 weeks. So I'm a little tired because my body's acclimating. But I've got all my teas and everything. Awesome. Finished up stretching. That's the class that I'm in right now in yoga. Is the yin and yang yoga. Okay, welcome in everyone. So what we're doing today is shadow work, but I am going to do some energy healing first. I'm going to make sure you have your tea, your water, whatever you feel you need. I know that, so I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I do know that there is some energies that is trying to silence me from the shadow work, from the open communication that I'm having. So I am not pushing in a way where I'm harming myself, but I know that I am definitely standing 10 toes down in this, and I'm not backing down. We're going to talk about all the things, and this could be this is many different things, but I know that there's a lot going on in the collective. There was something that Bashar talked about like a year back, that there was going to be like a wall. Like, we have officially entered the 5D. We were already there. I mean, I'm already vibrating at a higher level. I'm already in the fire D, 14D, 15D. I'm already up in there in consciousness. But everybody on Earth has now entered that. And so what has gone up is it's like a glass wall where these energies can't come in and they cannot touch us. And that is, it's pretty beautiful, honestly. And I feel privileged, and not in a privilege like, oh, I'm better than anybody, but I feel honored that I've earned my spot in some sort of way, you know. Yeah, the hurting. The one that I put on today, the Hertz music, is to clear all mental, physical, and emotional. It eliminates all negative energy, anything coming in, and even it's a lot of evil eye is what it really is. And a lot of, this is the thing, people don't even know that they're doing that. The evil eye comes from limiting beliefs. You know, the evil eye will come in and it will destroy things before it's had time to process. It's the energetic, get down from the counter, baby. Knee. Little girl. Jumping on counters. Kitty cats jumping on counters. I'm hoarding cats over here. I swear to you, I'm hoarding cats, guys. I'm just doing a little bit of chat and letting people come in. Please double tap the screen. I'm just feeling the energy a little bit, getting my tea, getting my throat right. I did a major clearing and cleanse. I've been cleansing every day. Please share out the live, everybody in here. This is my time. This is my energy. Please share out the live. Double tap the screen. This is free. We're doing shadow work. This healing. This is a limited series. This is not something I'm going to do all the time. I am doing this to showcase how to do shadow work. We are working on shadow work. Shadow work. How to do shadow work. This game is a way to look into the soul. We are looking into our souls and seeing what is there. And we are literally, enlightenment means to bring light to. That's it. Bring light to. Shine light on. That is all enlightenment is. And that's what this new paradigm is. Right, let me get my chair set up. All right. Get my sit bones. Okay. I feel a lot on the masculines are rising. I do want to say that there's a lot of masculine energy that is not comfortable with the things that are being said. Oh, I need my salt. One last thing, I need my salt. I'll be right back. Maybe that's why I take everything as divinely orchestrated. So Celtic sea salt, everybody. Make sure you got your Celtic sea salt. It puts the minerals and helps you absorb. Barbara O'Neill talks about it. Helps you absorb the hydration into your cells. And you want to? I had a bit of nausea last night, but it was how do I explain this? So there is an energy. There was a guy that I was talking to that. This is how wild it's getting. When somebody that you're connected to, this quantum entanglement, right? Even at, oh, I love that. Yeah, for your dogs too. Yeah, that's great, Sabrina. Do that for your dogs too. When you're connected to somebody, quantum entanglement, and you're entangled, when they start talking to somebody else, I had an energy of a lot of anxious attachment yesterday. And the moment I disconnected from this person, not just energetically, I mean literally disconnected everything. When I removed him from my account and was like, no, I don't want to feel your energy anymore. Like it's not working. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't working. It was instant relief. I mean, I can't snap, but instant relief. I don't know how to explain it. It was a huge weight off my shoulders and my mind just quieted. And I'm like, wow, I have been transmuting all of this energy from somebody that has absolutely nothing to do with me. And this is why I practice, be careful with who you're with, right? If you're not in something, be careful who you're giving your energy to, your life force energy, your sacral energy, your solar plexus energy. This energy is yours. And I mean, we haven't even had sex. It's not even anything like that. It's just who you're giving your energy to on a level that it is for you. You don't have to chase anything that isn't coming at you. Like, you don't have to chase anything that is for you. Everything that is for you is trying to get to you. And the more that you try to hold on to these beavering this own dam, you literally are blocking what is trying to get to you. Everything that you are holding on to, which is what shadow work brings to light. Okay, and this is why I'm talking about this. This is just kind of a little bit of it, just me talking a little bit about my personal life and how it matters. You know, disconnecting, like, you know, I unfollowed him from everywhere, from anywhere that I was following him. I, you know, removed him from the dating profile. Like, I did all the things. It was like, no, I wasn't feeling it anymore, you know? And it was, I've been listening to my guides and my intuition, and they've been telling me, and it's like, so the suffering is how you suffer. The pain, the anxiety, the amped up mind, the amped up anything that is brought into your life, anything that is bringing you chaos and not clarity, that is not for you. And we don't understand that. See, just because this person isn't for me and he's talking to somebody else, it's not like I'm not dating and talking to other people. So this isn't like I'm not shaming anybody. This is the thing. It's just that when you get so entangled with somebody, keep tapping that screen, guys. Share out the live. I love you. Thank you so much. You know, tips, gifts are welcome. Just tap anything. Just tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful. Just an entanglement. When you've entangled with somebody and you've made that connection, like, I'm talking to other guys. There's no commitment here. Like, I'm talking to guys openly and dating and trying to figure out my life. So there's no shame or guilt. And it's not like if somebody's not for me, they're not for somebody else. You know, they're just not for me. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's the fear-based matrix system that makes people believe that they can't let go. And that's when you start telling the universe, I know better. And that's all based on fear. It's all based on fear. All of it's based on fear. And your shadow work, the more of your shadow that you go into, the more healing that you do, the more awareness you bring to your life in these situations, in these feelings, because the suffering is these lower density feelings, these lower vibrational feelings on the scale. You vibrate at very, very high levels. I don't have the vibration scale in here. I wish I did. I need to write that down. But the vibration of love is 700. Okay, so shame and guilt and misery, those are down in like the 500s and 400 and 300 down here. So excitement is right above anxiety. So anxiety and excitement, they're right here. They're literally the same frequency, but it's the choice to move up in that. And when you start choosing that better path, that different place, when you start recognizing that you are not your traumas, you are not the things you haven't seen, the programming that has been instilled in you is not you, it is what you know. So shadow work brings light to what you don't know so you can change it. And this is how you change. It happens in 3 steps. I talked about this last night. 3 steps. The first is the awareness. You have to become aware of what is happening that you don't like, that this is causing anything wrong in your life, right? So you become aware of it. The second part is integrating it. Integrating it into your life is formulating an action. Okay, so you formulate an action and you take an action. You put some sort of energy towards it. And then the third is when it becomes your default. When it becomes your default setting. It doesn't mean you're not going to mess up, but it does mean that you have to recognize it, integrate it, and choose a different path. And if you're not choosing that different path, then you're choosing the path you're on. It doesn't, you can't change, or you choose what you're not changing. You choose what you're not changing. Again, you choose what you are not changing. Okay. I'm feeling a lot of grief in the lungs. Just feeling into the energy here. All right. I had a couple of people say they had some heart. Is that right? Everybody tell me what they're feeling. feeling a lot in the lungs, but in the back. So this is something that's behind us. So it's something we're ready to let go of. When a pain in the body is happening, more likely, pain in the third eye. When you said that, I felt that, like literally. Okay, yeah. Give me more. Anybody, come on, tell me. What's up? What else is happening? Tell me, give me more. Give me more feedback. Oh, where's Bertha? Oh, here's Bertha. Okay. Yeah, that's, okay, so that might be you. So Lauren, okay, so we're gonna start down at the root, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna rise up, okay, from the root. We're gonna start at the root chakra. We're just gonna do a quick clearing. Maybe I came on a little bit later, so maybe about an hour of energy healing, and then into the shadow work. We're gonna start down here and work our way up, okay? So this has to be released down here. These have to be released down here in order to get the relief right here. You can't just go directly here, because if something down here is pulling on it, if you do not take care of what is pulling on it, then it will continue to happen, and it's just like putting a band-aid over a bullet hole. It'll continue to keep, your energy will keep getting vortexed out, okay? So I'm going to start down here and work my way up. Shelly, a lot of the third eye stuff this is the consciousness. You're probably feeling the consciousness of every single person on the planet that is literally becoming aware. It's because we are so aware, and we're getting so many downloads, and so many people are like sending us downloads, and like telepathically, like the telepathy is online. It's online, like not online like this, like we're live streaming. No, I mean, like it's come online to the point of like where a lot of people are doing it. It doesn't matter who, what, where, or when. Like the telepathy is coming in, and that's something I'm learning, that it's everybody. I mean, I knew everybody could do it, but it's like until you tapped into it, you know, and they don't know what they're doing, and they don't know that they're doing it. And it's for me. I mean, this is for me. This is how I'm speaking. I can only speak for me and what I'm hearing from the collective, and the information that I collect, and like my little rabbit holes that I go down, my information, my little rabbit hole where I figure stuff out. So here we go. I'm just take a little bit of this third eye out, and I want to expand the crown a little bit just to give some ease and some relief in order to start down at the root. Hello, Tanya. Welcome in, love. Everybody tell your mind, tell your body, tell your mind that you are safe and unconditionally loved. And I'm just going to expand the crowns a bit. Yeah, I feel it's lighter. There's a lot of anger and hate. There's a lot of liver stuff going on today too. There's a lot of grief and pain and anger that is happening, and that's also kind of what's happening in the planetary alignment. Like I've felt it a lot in my liver today. Like I'm drinking like a detox tea for liver, because like I felt it. Like I didn't even want to take my supplements today because I could feel it in my liver. And you know, like I have a pristine sort of I don't like taking supplements or medications. Everything is like a liquid. And like, so I was very hesitant to even take my prescribed medications. Yeah, the lower back, that's like the liver. It's the liver is what's happening. There's a lot of anger that we're transmuting out. And it doesn't mean that we're angry. It just means that we're transmuting the anger. And all anger is a mask that is worn over grief. And that's why I say grief, because it goes in layers. All right, let's start at the root. So the root. Oh, this affects all other chakras. It governs our relationship with money, career, and home. sure you're breathing. Everybody make sure you have your water. This is tourmaline. Black tourmaline. It's really good for the root chakra, balancing it. When it's imbalanced, you feel grounded, vitality, instinct is in tune. You're in tune with your instinct. Things aren't cloudy. It doesn't feel so foggy up here when you're connected with your root. Black tourmaline, I use this everywhere. I carry it everywhere. I carry it on me. I have it all the way around all my devices. I have it by all device also. It's also very good for radiation. It's really, really good for that too. Ooh, okay, somebody needed to hear that. I'm clearing. Ooh, you're welcome. For anybody that doesn't know, I am an energy transmuter. I transmute energy. A bubbly tummy, burps, yawns, energy tingles to the body, any tingles in the crown, in the arms, the legs, any sort of pressure that you may feel in the body is normal. I am moving energy. I'm moving through your energy, and I am putting it in balance. Yeah, the heart is definitely palpitating. Hardcore. Let me send in something here. I'm going to send in some for physical pain. Whoa. Okay, here we go. I said get in your sit bones. Okay, I'm on my sit bones. I have to sit in my sit bones. Oh, that feels better. Yeah, the root, even doing that right there is feeling better on the third eye. Welcome in, everybody. We are doing some energy clearing right now. We are clearing out the chakras. We are doing energy healing. Oh, my hands are starting to shake. There's something heavy coming up and out. I'm transmuting so much that, like, I couldn't even eat last night. Like, I had like an herbal tea just to detox my body, and I put on my castor oil. I couldn't even really eat, and I didn't eat today. Like tea, my teas and like my athletic greens and like my tinctures, but not. I really couldn't eat anything. Oof. If this isn't for you, I suggest you scroll on. I don't care about your judgment. Looky-loos, have all your judgment. This is an honor to do. I feel it's a privilege to have some sort of skill like this too. My unique skill. I mean, I know other people have it, but it's my unique skill that tells me what is happening. It's such a basic thing. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing. I'm going to send in a little bit of, we're going to release attachments. Release all attachments. All conditioned love. Release it at this moment. beautiful. Exactly. It's like, oh, good, she's perfect. I know, right? Yeah, I know. It is. It is beautiful once you understand it. You know, like I didn't realize how much I did, right? Like I growing up and everything like that, and then that was part of me going into a cage also, you know, me shaming myself and going into a cage, so like a woman wasn't supposed to do that. And my ex-mother-in-law used to tell me all the time she's gonna send me to etiquette school, and she like didn't, and I'm like, I was transmuting so much for her and that family alone that it was, I couldn't help her. And then it was like, so I swelled, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I was holding it, and that's why I got larger. And you know, I was inflamed. Everything inside of me was inflamed because the energy wasn't moving through the body. Ooh. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it could come out the ass. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either. If it has to come, it's gotta come out. It's got, okay, so like, we literally, every single person, this is the funny thing. Okay, so this is the funny thing that happens. So I'm a geek, you know, I'm a geek, I'm a total nerd. And I don't know if you guys know this, but here's a little scientific fact. I'm filled with all these little bits of information. Every single person on this planet they let go. Hi, Caitlin, my love. We will start a list, guys. If you guys want to start with the list, telling me which card you want, integration and identification. If you want a card, just tell me what it is. Those are the two we're doing. I am going to work up a little bit. But my ex-mother-in-law, she literally said that she did not have gas. She did not fart. She literally said that she didn't go to the bathroom. And, like, it's not scientifically freaking possible, okay? So, FYI, this could be TMI for everybody. But you literally, every single person on this planet lets go of 2 liters of gas. 2 liters of gas a day without making a sound. So it's just literally oozing out of you whether you like it or not. The energy is flowing. We are all just big energy balls. So it's like denying your basic existence. It just, yeah. Yeah, she was crazy. She was insane. She still is insane. It's okay. That was one of the biggest energetic cords that I got rid of. Okay, we're moving up to the sacral. This represents our vitality, our self-gratification, our passion. Hello, Drew. Welcome in, love. Our creativity and joy and relationships on an emotional level, and our energy and passions on a spiritual level. We're going to remove any cords here. Feel some cords that are holding some sexual energy here. I think a lot of that has to do with the love frequency that's come in. A lot of people are getting confused. They don't understand this love frequency, this 5D consciousness frequency that's come in, that literally has, a lot of people are relating it to that love frequency they're feeling is sex. It's a sexual feeling. It's like a bunch of people are just like, they're confused about their own energy because they've never felt it before, and that's the only time they've ever felt it, through a sexual experience. Or they've related it to that, they've combined the two and said that that's what it was. Oh, welcome in, Lauren. Yeah, I moderate for Caitlin. Welcome to the Soul Fam. You find whoever you need when you need them. Where's my, I don't know where my moonstone is. Oh, I think that's in the bathroom. Here's my citrine. Hello, Donna, welcome in. I've got a citrine. I have a bunch of unpolished stones. I kind of like the unpolished, they're kind of cool. Make sure you're breathing. Whew. Whew. Wow. Oh, holy moly. See, that just released some stuff that was holding on. Okay, so like I was just saying, whatever I just pulled out of the sacral, which is right here, released up here in my neck. I released it up in my neck. I felt, that was what I felt released. So these cords, why I start down at the bottom is for that reason. Because those cords will literally keep pulling and pulling and pulling and not recognize it. We need some emotion in here, so let's send. Make sure you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you are new here, welcome in. Thank you. I love you and I honor you. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Thank you for showing up for what you deserve, your soul needs. Somebody needed to hear that. I just got full body chills. We're going to do shadow work today. We're going to go into the depths of the soul and we're going to see what is unseen. We're going to see the things that are unseen and show that they are not scary. They are literally not scary, and show you how much power is in that shadow work and how much power is in that trauma that is hidden in that trauma. We cage ourselves in the place where you consider it's fear. It's fear-based. That, you know, they have demonized where all of our power is, in the darkness. Everything we're not seeing, the unseen, the unconscious. Big push here. Oh. Make sure you're breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I got a bunch of, I feel balls of lights coming out of my hands here. Woo! Ooh, that's lighting me up. Oh, that's lighting up my crown. Wow. Wow, heavy stuff today, huh? This is heavy. I'm not complaining. That's amazing. I'm like, I kind of felt like it was going to be that way. That's what my guides were telling me. That's why I'm going slower pace today. Ease and grace. I'm doing with ease and grace and coming with a little more less energy so I can use it throughout the live and not give it all at once. I get so excited and I start channeling, and I'm still channeling, like things are still coming in hardcore, but I've slowed it down. I'm slowing down. There you go. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay. You are welcome. You are so very welcome. You know, in Germany, when you burp after eating, that's what they say, good appetite, or you're welcome, because you digested a very good meal. Okay, we're gonna move up to the solar plexus. Where's the solar plexus? That is right above your belly button. It's represented in yellow. It governs our ability to be confident and is control of our lives. It relates to motivation, willpower, and vitality. Wow. Okay. This is what's getting broke open. This is what's pulling on everything. This is what I'm hearing is, woo, full body chills. Okay, yeah. All right. Woo. All right. Let's light this shit up. No more fucking dimming. We're not dimming for anybody. Let's blind a motherfucker. This shines so damn bright. I am going to burst open all 11 people's life force energy in this moment. We are opening. I say 11 because 11, this is live, but it is, I'm going to repost it on YouTube. So everybody that gets to rewatch this is going to get the same thing. We are going to burst open. Make sure you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Belly breaths, I want you breathing into your diaphragm, in through the nose, out through the mouth, so that way it circulates all the way through. Oh. Oh, this is heavy on my wrists too. Like this is heavy energy coming in and through and out my wrists. Wow. Yeah, I feel it like coming up through here, like up and out, like I'm Spider-Man. I feel like Spider-Man right now. Almost done. It's getting to the end here. I can feel it. Make sure you're breathing, drinking water. Let this energy flow through you. Let it flow out of your fascia. Oh man. Oof. Cough if you need to cough. Whatever that was, cough, let it out. Let it out. Wow. That was heavy. I'm going to fill that in with some selenite. And heavy is good, guys and gals. It is not bad. Heavy is just an energy that I am feeling and relaying to you. I'm going to pull out anything left here that needs to go, that's coming to the surface. It has been so fucking intense, Caitlin. Oh my God, it's wild. But it's beautiful and amazing and exciting because it's all fucking happening. It's like we've been talking about it happening. We knew it was going to happen. Those of us that have, you know, been awoken, that are talking about it, that are involved in it, that are getting the message out there, and even those that haven't been aware of it. Now it's like everybody's talking about it. It's gotten real. Real deal, Angela, for sure, babe. I love it, though. We're finding each other. That's what's the good part, is that we're finally finding each other. Like, the magnetic power that I have now of, like, the men that I am attracting into my life are not, like, it's a different level of men that are, like, that are on my level. They may not know everything I know, but they they're in their masculine energy or they're stepping into it, and it's they're in their power too. So something is activating in them, and I am being activated by those men, and then I am activating those men also. And it's literally just through frequency, through conversation, through the quantum entanglement. Like, I feel every single string these days. Like, it's wild. It's literally the Matrix. I mean, it's just so incredibly beautiful, honestly. Okay, we're gonna move up to the heart. It already feels kind of lighter. All right, and I'm just gonna, I'm being told what to just send in already. I'm gonna use some jade too. And you know, Shelly, I just thought about that because I'm looking at my wrist. I'm wearing green and green. Like, I know my clothes are intuitively picked. I just, whatever color is drawn to me, that's what I know I meant. So, like, that's just a confirmation for me. Oh, there we freaking go. Holy cow, my back is already itching. Wow, that is wild. Holy cow, real time in this moment. Nice. Oh, I love stuff like that. That's amazing. Wow. I felt just like a massive change. Like, that pain that was happening in the back, that grief. Nice. Oh, I love it. Good deal, Donna. I love that. Please double tap the screen, everyone. Share out the live. Anybody you feel might need this. It's greatly appreciated. Ooh, Lauren, you too. It's the green. It's heart-centered. This is the integration part. The integration point for all of these chakras. Of all baselines, even the higher ones and the lower ones that come up. This is the base, and it's you know, the heart has more neurons than the brain does. They have now recently proven the heart has more neurons in it than the brain does. This is wild. We've always thought it. I'm a total geek, and I'm all about the brain and knowing everything about the brain and explaining everything about the brain. And I studied the brain, and I just wanted to know everything there was about it, because it was like, that was what I thought functioned everything. And they're showing now that no, it's the heart. The heart is telling us what to do on a level that we have not quite understood. And that is what is coming online. That is why everything is based on love. Everything is love. Like, the only thing there is love. And anything that isn't that isn't real. Love is the frequency of everything. When it's in balance, hey Natalie, all you feel and give is unconditional love, compassion, joy, gratitude. You have pride in your work, and not a prideful way like, oh, in a stubborn sort of way. You have pride in radical acceptance of what is in your life and what is made for you and what is coming to you, and you have faith and trust in the journey that you're on. When your heart is right, you are right. That access point to your brain and your heart is communicating. When that access point from your heart to your gut is communicating, everything is in flow. It really is. When my heart opened, you know, when I opened my heart after so many different things that had happened in my life, you know, divorce and trauma and all this sort of stuff, and I'm not complaining, like, none of that, like, I honor all of that. All of that was for me. That was happening for me. I know that. All of that happened for me. It was my gladiator arena. That's how I describe it. It was my gladiator arena. It's how I learned these things. But one thing that we all got wrong, that we continue to get wrong, is we think that heartbreak is in any sort of way. When you lose a loved one, when you lose a pet, when you lose a friend, when you are arguing with your siblings or your cousins or your mom or your dad or anybody, any sort of heartbreak, that break is not breaking it. It's breaking it open. It's giving you an opportunity to witness the love in this world. It's giving you an opportunity to choose love in a loving frequency instead of coming at it from a hateful, fearful, shameful sort of perspective. Anything that you give love to is immediately going to warm. It's immediately going to get better. Like immediately. It's just, it can't not. Anybody that comes at you in a place of negativity and pessimism and just bitter and nothing but hate in their heart, you give that love and watch what it does, how it warms, and it's breaking open so you can utilize that energy and you can give it more to others. It's that heartbreak is still a lesson. It's still a lesson that you are learning, whatever that argument, that disagreement, whatever it is. Say you didn't get a job that you wanted. Whatever's not working out for you, it's still some sort of heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? We feel that stuff in our heart. We get that disappointment. We get all that sort of stuff. Whatever happens is literally breaking open your heart to let more love in. Let more love in. I invite you to let more love in. Throat. We're moving up to the throat. Our throat right here. It's represented as navy blue. I don't know if I got navy. I sure do. Lapis some blue. We got some blue. So what is the throat chakra? It governs our ability to express and communicate clear thoughts. Now we all think it's our brain, right? No, it's your throat. If you cannot communicate, if you have a communication issue, it is a throat chakra issue. It is not your brain. There's something wrong. It is something with your throat, your vocal cords. You speak your existence. You speak into existence. Why do you think in elementary they called, when we were learning the words, they called it spelling? You were learning the words is because you were learning what to speak into existence. And what you speak into existence, words are spells. They are literal spells. That's where the concept of witches and stuff, they're casting spells on you because they're saying the words. Every single word that you say has a reaction. It has a natural reaction. It literally will come to you. Anything you tell the universe you want, you will just keep getting more of that. Make sure you're breathing and drinking water, please. When it's in balance, you speak your highest truths. You communicate freely. When you feel you can't communicate something or say something, what is holding you back is fear, and that is something that is going on in your throat. There is something in your life that made you think you could not speak up. Somebody, something, an action, society, programming from your teachers. You were hushed in school a lot. I'm just going to use me as an example. I have ADHD, so I was always all over the place, right? And so I get hushed a lot. And also, I have ADHD, and then, in classes, like I'm just speaking basic high school, right? And my last name is Young. So when they sat you in alphabetical order, I have neurodivergent and ADHD, and I was at the back of the class, at the very back of the class, like the last chair. So all of these students were all in front of me to see the teacher up front, like, It was the most difficult thing for me to do, to concentrate. I was never concentrating. I was always talking in class. I was talking, but like I wasn't paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing. You know, like I was doing many different other things. And I should have been doing what, you know, the teacher had been doing. And, you know, I would get hushed a lot because I wanted to speak and I wanted to be vocal and I wanted to participate, but I didn't want to, but I didn't know what I was participating in because I was so far back and removed from what was happening. And so that just a basic thing like that, the circumstances of your life that have brought you there, that is shadow work. I'm using myself. I'm being very vulnerable. I keep talking about myself is because I'm being vulnerable and open and speaking in relation to show you why, how, and what these things are. These limiting beliefs come from. You know, that's where I started learning where I had to hush. I had to be quiet. You weren't allowed to talk. That wasn't right. You know, you weren't allowed to talk. And, you know, there's this misconception that just because of age, you know, that your elders are always correct. And you can be an old fucking fool and never have done the work on yourself and continually perpetuating a natural society of pain and trauma and drama, and you could thrive on it. Your body, your hormones, at that age, you could be so addicted to trauma that you don't even know you're doing it. There are times that my mom self-sabotages, like I live with my mom. My mom self-sabotages me all the fucking time. And I have to show her. She doesn't even know she's doing it. She doesn't even recognize she's doing it. It's like, I know I said self-sabotage, but it's a sabotaging behavior. It comes up in the middle of what I'm doing to stop the flow of my energy. It's like she doesn't even recognize she's doing it because she wants to create that trauma because it's a dopamine hit, and it's a way that people steal your energy. That's like where the negative behavior, and that's what society has done. They want that instant gratification, that quick dopamine hit, that quick relationship, that quick fuck, that quick you know what I'm saying, whatever, scrolling on the phone, the quick TV, the quick food that you put in, that quick dopamine hit. And we were never taught in school or life or any of the above how to get the natural dopamine hit through breath, through breathing, through your lungs, your vocal, your speak, your voice. You get that breath, you breathe it in, you get a natural dopamine hit, your body floods. I do breath work every single morning. I follow Gary Brecka's 30 rounds or 30 breaths within 30 minutes of rising, and I do that 3 times, and I do it facing the sunshine, and it literally floods my body with natural dopamine, the serotonin I need, and endorphins and oxytocin. It floods me with it. And for years, I was put on medication instead of just teaching me that I could breathe. Like literally teaching me I could breathe. The simplest thing in the world. So I'm going to do the third eye and the crown together here. And then we're going to go into shadow work. So shadow work is 2 cards. We've got integration and identification. Everybody gets a card. If you want a card, just tell me and I'm going to write your name down on the list. If you don't want a card, you don't have to do a card. So this is going to be the part of the live where we are talking, where we are openly talking. Everybody is welcome to talk. Every card that is pulled, this is an open discussion. Everybody is welcome to discuss it. You do not have to discuss it. If you want a card and you just want to pull it and want to be part of it, we will pull it and I will be open and I will be the one that's being vulnerable. I'm being open and vulnerable and just letting it all out there for everybody so everybody can see how the shadow work is done. I am showing the representation of how the shadow work is done. You cannot change anything that you are not aware of. Change comes, I'm going to say it again, change comes from awareness. You become aware of the situation, and that's what the shadow work does. It brings awareness to something. You cannot alter it you cannot change something until you have awareness of it, and that's what shadow work does. It asks you questions that you go in, and this is based on psychology. This is not based on just like woo-woo stuff. This is based on psychology, Carl Jung, okay? And it talks about, you know what I'm saying, you become witness to, and you are aware, and then you integrate it. You integrate it by choosing a different choice. Every single time you choose a different choice, you are upgrading your software. Just like a computer, you are upgrading your software. We all need to be upgraded. I just did a software update on my phone. You need to upgrade on a normal basis, right? So you integrate, and then you, by default, that is when the change happens, when it becomes your default and you're not integrating. Integrating can take a long time. Integrating integration takes time. So do this with ease and grace, and know that you're doing the best you can, and everything is coming to you the way it's supposed to come, and you're doing your best. Like, we're all just here doing our best, you know? Okay. I'm here all week, love. Yeah, no worries. And I'm reposting all of this to YouTube and snippets and whatnot, but I'm doing this, it's a limited series. I'm only doing it this week. This is not my normal programming. You know, the shadow work. I'm just doing a series and showing people the shadow work so they can step in their power. We're all being called to step into our power. I channeled for like 3 days straight to a guy that I was talking to that, like 3 days straight, like I just was straight channeling, and like that's all I kept getting was like step into your power, like step into your power. And I know that was for me, and I know it was for everybody else, and it was for him, and it was for whatever, but this was like channel. I've done both the shadow work books, and my background is in psychology. I went to school to be a psychologist, and I was going to be a therapist, and Western medicine failed me. I believe that you need both Western and Eastern medicine. That was my background. That is what I studied. I did all the abnormal psychology. I was spoiled rotten because I worked at the college. So I literally, because I worked at the college, I could take all the classes that you needed the prereqs for. So I took like all the really cool flipping classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so lucky because I worked at the college, and then I was at the college going to school, taking the classes, and then I'd take all the really freaking cool classes and learn the really cool stuff. But you're welcome to come back in, and like I said, I'm posting all these to YouTube, and I'm just showcasing the game. You know, they sent it to me. The company, the Zen Journal one, they're amazing. And that's something I want to clarify. So Lauren, you say here, you know what I'm saying, you have the shadow work journal and never opened it. And I want to elaborate that. Like, my crown is lighting up saying that. A lot of people are so scared to open it and do the work in it because you are literally seeing the things you've not wanted to see for so many fucking years. And it's not as scary. That is literally why I'm doing this, is to give people a visual. I am a kinetic learner. So in order to learn, I need to physically do it. I need to have the action of doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the physical realm, not, like, I need to read it. I need to do it, and then I need to visualize it. I need to see it. So I'm giving the visual, and I'm speaking the words, and showing and teaching and guiding others how to put it into action, to alter, to change. So, because I mean, everybody's like, do the shadow work, do the shadow work, do the shadow work, but like, nobody's really elaborating how to do the shadow work. So this series is to help elaborate, to help everybody understand it's not that scary, and it's such an amazing thing to do. And all my fucking power, all my power came from my shadow. My dark feminine, when I stepped into my dark feminine energy, whew, the powerhouse I became, I cannot even, it was my complete level up. It was the moment I was willing to look at it. And I want that for all of you. I want that for everybody. I want you guys to step into your power. Like, that is what is my passion, is teaching you and guiding you to step into your power. And everything that I can do, you can do. So anything you see in me is in you. I am a mirror. I am a reflection. So everything that you see in me is in you. So let's just find it. Like, it's in there. Let's just go find it. We'll go find it together. We'll do it hand in hand, just like Ram Dass talks about, walking each other home. All right, I'm going to go tinkle. Go get your water. Go get your tea. Go get whatever you need. And then we're going to start the shadow work. Everybody, we got 6 people in here. There are 2 cards. It is either the identification card or the integration card. You get to pick a card. Whatever card you want, I will shuffle and we will pull a card for you, and it is your question essentially to answer. And the other card, whatever one you don't pick, I will pick the other one, and I will do something openly and speak, and I will use the other one and show you how to do the opposite of it. So that way both cards are getting pulled, and we're constantly talking about both sides of the coin, you know, the light and the dark, the white and the black of this, you know what I'm saying, the yin and the yang of it. You need all of it. You need both the dark and the light. You can't just have one. You need to have both. Both of it is the total integration. All right. if you guys want to start, and if you don't, if nobody wants a card, then I will just start pulling cards and I'll start doing it. But everybody gets a card for free. And then what I'm going to do is when that comes up, I'm going to see where healing is needed for that specific trauma. And we are going to send healing in to heal that part of you in the shadow work. That is what I'm going to use the energy work for today. See, Shelly's on it. She's identifying. Okay. All right, everyone, get your tea, get your water, get ready to chat. Let's do the darn thing. I'm gonna make some tea and I'm gonna use the tinkle. Deja vu. Oh, I love deja vu, guys. Deja vu means that this was happening. This has already happened. Timeline's collapsing. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Was I loud enough? Did you guys hear me? I literally just had a deja vu. I love it. And deja vus, if you guys, so this is what I believe deja vus are. They're literally timelines collapsing. They're either something that is happening real time that has already happened, or that is happening right now that is collapsing on each other. And so we just shifted a timeline. I love that. The energy is potent. Please don't tap the screen. Share out the live. Okay, what we got? Okay. Oh, thanks, Shell. I appreciate you, love. Okay. Mel, I hope you don't mind me just calling you Mel. I'm gonna integrate. Drew. And see, and this is why I'm doing both cards, is because, you know, we only have a couple people in here that want to do it. And see, this is not meant to force anybody to speak. If you want to speak, the floor is open. You have the right to speak. Please, I want you to speak. Like get in the chat and talk. But if you don't, that is why I am being so open and vulnerable and saying it, because I'm just showcasing it and trying to help people understand it. That it is not something that you need to run from. And that's why I am going to do both cards. It's like we only have a couple people that want it, and that's fine. Like if you just want to sit in the chat and do absolutely nothing, or you know, you could double tap the screen and you could just sit and chat in the chat, and you could just lurk and learn. If you just want to learn, if you just want to understand how it works. Okay, Shelly, tell your body. Oh, there we go. Okay, no. Tell your body, tell your mind, tell your body that you are safe and unconditionally loved. Okay. I'm gonna light some Palo Santo here too. Thank you. Okay, Shelly, we got identifying. Ooh, I love this card. We haven't had this card come up. Okay, identifying card. And that is put yourself last. Putting yourself last. Where are you putting yourself last? Why did you put aside your own needs? Floor is yours, my love. Floor is yours, my love. I mean, I have one. I'm gonna try and be quiet a little bit. I want to let everybody talk if they want, or I can just start going. Your children, that mother's guilt. I know. I don't even have kids, and I have that. I raised my siblings. I raised my parents. My parents taught me that guilt too. So, you know what I'm saying? Raising your children and out of guilt. You know, as a mother, you were taught to do that. And I was taught to do that, and I'm not even a mother. I don't have children. I have never birthed a child into this world. I have 13 godchildren. I have 13 godchildren that are literally children I know. Like my eldest goddaughter, she's 23 and she's in Jacksonville. And like I'm telling her to come visit me. And so, you know, my parents always taught me to put myself last and put them first. Over, you know, like to put them over me. Both of them. Not just one, the other, and both of them. And my mom always taught me to not put yourself. My mom still, gosh, the woman, I cannot get her to sit down and I cannot get her to take care of herself and self-care for the life of me. And it's all a trauma response. All of it is happening because of trauma that has happened. Somewhere in your life, you were told that you didn't, or you weren't, and you weren't valuable, that what you need isn't wanted, and that everything else above you, outside of you, is what's important. But you are the only person on this planet that you are responsible for. And I understand that guilt, okay? I understand that shame and guilt. I was a child raising children. My youngest sister, when we were, she was the last child born, right? I was 8 years old, or I was 7 when she was born. So I was like 8 when I finally started recognizing stuff, that it was me, you know what I'm saying? But my younger brother, he's 2 years younger than me. So he was 5, and then the one below him was 4. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a year apart, and then, or no, I think he's 3. He was 3, and then the baby, and it's like, I'm a child raising children. So of course they're putting, because they physically need you to do this stuff, you know? Yeah, you didn't have, I got it. Yeah, you know, you didn't have a great mom, so you want to be a great mom. And that's why I agree with that completely. Like I'm so maternal and so nurturing, and I mother the world, you know, like that's the other side of it. That's the other side of the coin. I love that you bring that up, babe. Okay. That was your gladiator arena. Let's flip that. Let's flip the perspective of that. Okay. So I mother the world. I'm meant to teach and guide and mentor and heal. I am meant to heal those around me, heal the men that I'm with, heal the family I'm around, heal my friends that I'm with. Every single person that comes into my experience, I am a healing force in their life, and have always been. Like I have never not been that in my life. And those years were vital, training me to be this. And I had to learn to step in my own power, my divine feminine power, and I did, you know, learn how to receive. And, you know, come into balance with the masculine and the feminine energy, the two together. But that is also a superpower. You are mothering the world. You have taught your children how to do something different that you didn't do. That's how you break generational trauma. You break generational curses. It's literally just trauma that's passed down. That's why they call it a curse. It's because it's passed down to the next line. And it's passed down to the next line. It's because nobody is willing to take a look at it and step up and feel the feelings and say, no, this isn't right. We're not doing this anymore. And you had the power to do that. So you're breaking the generational trauma of you not having a mother. And it all comes back to that. It's all meant to happen for you. And it's all, I understand that we get in it, you know what I'm saying? And we get in it and we stay in it. But once you've made the conscious choice of it and seeing it, where are you putting yourself last? Why did I put aside your own needs? And you can integrate why you did. And then maybe give yourself a perspective flip where you can look at it and say, oh, that's why I was taught that. So that way I know that I need to start treating myself like somebody I love. Adam Rowe talks about that. That was like one of his big. That was his big viral poem that went out. Treat yourself like, and my crown is lighting up, like my full body chills. Okay, treat yourself like somebody you love. All the things you do for them, you should be doing for you. And that's what it means to be a divine feminine in your queen energy, is that you don't need princess treatment. You don't need anybody doing you, showing you, doing all the things for you. You're already doing all the things. It doesn't mean like it has to be like nails and hair and stuff. You know, I mean, everybody relates it to that. No, it's what is good for you, your self-care. Here's one thing. Okay. I'm going to be real vulnerable, guys. Okay. So this is really vulnerable for me. Okay. Where am I putting myself last? I'm going to be very specific, and this literally happened today. So, I recently just got a credit card for the first time after my divorce, right? And I really didn't want to use it for anything other than like work. Like I'm using it to open a business, right? And the last 3 weeks, I have had no air conditioning in my house, and I live in Florida, and they are literally, this whole entire building is like being torn apart, upside down, and they're like, I mean, they were, before we moved in here, they literally had just literally put everything in, and it was just so much stuff, right? Like everything's being done. I have lots of allergies. I have an autoimmune disease, all of this sort of stuff, right? So I put my my tinctures, the stuff I know I need, and the basic stuff to you know, for my house, to get the chaos, the mess that is from moving in here up and out of the way, so I can organize it and know where it is. I put that on hold. I was like, no, you need to be making money first. Like I haven't been able to go Lyft drive, and my phone was also off. I didn't have a phone. I couldn't come on. I literally didn't have a phone for a week, so I couldn't talk to clients. And so, you know, my asthma has been flared because of everything that's happening. I had no air, so the windows had to be open. So I had to take in all of this, everything going on outside. You know, we had no air. They had to put a new air conditioner in. I've had so many different things that contributed to me not being able to work. Now, I started putting my health last, and this is something that I know is not okay. I've been doing all the things, you know, the working out, the pool. I'm eating all the right things. I'm not doing all that, but I had not ordered my tinctures, right? I was like, you know, not using them as much as I need. So I was using them like I was spacing them. You know what I'm saying? To a point where it wasn't as beneficial that it should be to put me in my full power. That would have probably kept me a little bit stronger. You know, like my athletic greens. There's just been some, you know, I just moved in here. Like I don't expect it to be perfect. There was complications with my athletic greens, and so I've had to purchase multiple things multiple times also. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I purchased it, and you know, it's like there was a complication with it, and it didn't get sent to the right place, and it's being sent here. And it's like I should have just bought it again, you know. And I don't mean to just say, oh, I don't have the willy-nilly money. I haven't been bringing anything in, so I didn't want to put anything out. And it's not, I do have it. The abundance is coming in. It's coming to me. I know that, and I know that the universe is bringing it to me, but I was putting myself last. And I want to elaborate on this. The moment I sat down today with my credit card and did all the things and bought all the things, I bought 2 shelves, I bought all my tinctures, and I made sure I had my basic stuff that is so incredibly important to me, that literally thrives me, you know, because I don't like taking pills or, taking any supplements. And I have a lot of supplements I have to take with Hashimoto's and an autoimmune disease. I prefer everything in a liquid, everything in a tincture. That's what keeps my liver good. It keeps everything good in my body. It keeps everything flowing right. It keeps the everything moving. The tincture goes into me and it keeps everything flowing. Like even caffeine, I don't really do caffeine. Like I do Shilajit and I do Active Adrenal. And, by choosing to not get the more expensive things, right? And this is something I was taught in my family. This is ancestral trauma that was passed down. This is something I learned from my family growing up. Not to put my health first. My dad never put his health first. Never, ever put his health first. He literally put himself last to the point of detriment. My mom never put her health first. She never put our health first. If there's something was happening, unless it was an emergency, you didn't get it taken care of because we didn't have a lot of money. And so that was something I was taught. And it was a trauma that was ingrained in me that the universe gave me what I needed in that moment. Like I said, I just got a credit card for the first time. And it's like the universe gave me what I needed in the moment for the casualty that has been happening here so me not trusting the universe and believing that I got this card at that time. I was like saying, oh no, I need to hold on to it. It's like it's a lack mindset, right? Where I'm not allowing it to come in. Where this unforeseeable something that I cannot handle, this is outside sources that I cannot handle, that is going to deplete me. Instead of saying, no, I am going to trust that there is more coming. There is an infinite amount of flow. The universe is bringing in that money. I got to get out of that lack mindset. The credit card it came to me in that moment. Source gave me what I needed in that moment. And what I was showing was lack, and I'm just going to get more lack. The moment I freaking sat down and did this and purchased these things that I needed, that are vital, that are part of my health, that are part of my daily living, because instead of taking supplements, I do Athletic Greens. All my supplements are in there. All of, I'm prescribed vitamin D, iron. Iron is a major thing, especially for a woman, that bleeds. We bleed. We have Shark Week, you know what I'm saying? And so I will get really, really weak. My body will get weak. And these are vital things that are needed for me and the life that I need for me to take care of myself. That lack mindset, and instead of looking at it like, oh, hey, this is why this came in. This is something that's coming to me to set me on the right path. I'm being sat down because I'm transmuting for the universe. And I know that. I'm transmuting for everybody on the planet. We're going through this massive shift right now. So I was trying to put myself last in this situation. The moment I sat down and purchased the things I need, a weight came off of my shoulders that I did not know was there. I didn't know it was there. Doing all the damn things. Doing the somatic exercise. Drinking all the damn water. Eating all the good foods. Doing all the damn stuff. Doing the daily routines. Doing the yoga every day. You know what I'm saying? My yoga classes, I've been lacking on that a little bit too. And that has to do with, my neighbor's a smoker. And I've had to have my windows open. So my yoga, where I've got my yoga stuff set up, I haven't been able to do yoga every morning or around there because I have asthma and they're a smoker and I've had to have my windows open because of the air conditioning. So it's also me being set down. It's the universe you need to sit down and you need to start seeing these things and you need to make the changes here in these little parts in your moment, in your life, in order for the abundance to flow in. There was a trauma there. There's a block that I needed to remove out of my life. And literally, it's like me not beavering my own dam. I was beavering my own dam. I was taught something, I recognized it, and I identified it, and I put it into action. And the moment, this is what I'm talking about, the quantum entanglement, how I'm feeling the cords. So somebody needs to hear this. My whole body's lighting up. Okay. The cords that I'm feeling immediately, that it was like a cord got I was like, holy cow. And I didn't even realize I was doing it. Doing all the things. You could be doing all the things in your best way, and you could be doing all the healthy things and eating all the healthy things, still doing all the things. I'm doing all the things I think I should be doing, but still keeping myself in that lack mindset, still putting myself last wasn't going to get me to first. It wasn't going to get my family to first. It wasn't going to help my mom. It wasn't going to help anybody here. It wasn't going to help anything or anybody around me, because what is best for your highest and greatest good is what is best for everybody's highest and greatest good. I'm going to repeat that. What is best for your highest and greatest good is what is best for everybody's highest and greatest good. And that is why you need to treat yourself like somebody you love. You should be the first person that you love. And I have, I do believe in like stuff on the mirrors and stuff. Like I have little signs, like love right here. I have love right here. I have a sign in my bathroom that, you know, it's just the same thing, like cursive like that. It says, I am enough. And I look at it every single day and I read it, and it's just a subconscious thing that I see every single morning when I brush my teeth. I do it. I brush my teeth, what, 3 times a day? So 3 times a day I'm telling myself that. And you're bringing it in. And that's a change. That's a vital change that you can make. It doesn't mean that you're just like sitting there and just looking in the mirror and that's what you're doing. No, it's a basic thing. It's a skill that I put in for me. This is what works for me. You know, these little increments of information I'm getting, and it assists. Okay, I'm gonna do the integration. Anybody else want to talk on it? If not, you don't have to. You don't have to at all. Okay. Oop. What was that one? Oof. This is a good one, guys. All right, integration card. Feeling freedom. My crown is lighting up. Think about feeling completely free. What images or memories come to mind? Running in the grass. There was one home that I grew up in. Like, we moved a lot. My dad, he was a surveyor, so we always had to move to where, like, we moved a lot of cities in, you know, the Detroit downtown area. So we had to move a lot because, you know, like wherever he was working, he'd work at a work site for a couple of years. So when I was younger, we moved a lot. Yeah, playing with your kids, playing with your friends as a kid. Yeah, always being outside, always going to like these little areas, like all these different forts, tree forts, and all these different paths. Like, oh my God, so incredibly much. Oh, I love that. Yes, absolutely. So my images and my memories were, you know, when I was a little kid and snot nose, like literally, you know, like when you're out there running and like the grass is taller than you kind of stuff. Like, so there was this one backyard. It was like the first time we had wide open space. It was like, I was like an animal. It was like the first time that we weren't in like these, micro sort of homes, you know what I'm saying, with like these tiny little lots that are all like the same, you know, cookie cutter, you know, houses. It was the first time we had just like open land. And it was like, I was like an animal set free. I remember rolling down the hill all the time. We would roll down the hill, and my neighbor was named Katie. So it was really cool because I had somebody else named Katie. Some other stuff's coming up as I say that, but that's not something I personally want to talk about right now. But that's like, and so I'm trying to be vulnerable, but that has to do with my sexual abuse. I was sexually not necessarily there, but there was a boy. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about it. There was a boy that lived next door. His name was Derek, I think it was, on the other side of me, and it was like, that was when I first started like really getting sexy and like trying to be sexy or doing the sexy thing, and like, you know, like seeing my body and like seeing me as a woman instead of, you know what I'm saying, and like exploring my sexuality and that sort of thing. So I guess that freedom goes with that too. Okay, so there you go right there. So that's a freedom that I started feeling free enough that I could explore that within myself and allow that to come out. Because of the age that I was, it was like, you know, sex isn't something that I'm going to be doing. I shouldn't even really have been thinking about it. But I was so free that I finally started exploring my own body and understanding. When I lived there, that was like when I first started doing all the things to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like touching yourself is normal. Like little girls touching themselves, that is a normal thing they teach you. I took early childhood education classes. I thought I was going to do that before I decided therapy. I took early childhood education growing up. In high school, those were my elective classes. And I took those because I was raising my family, my siblings, and I didn't know how to raise kids as a kid. So I took early childhood education classes in high school. So I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? I didn't know. My parents didn't know. I didn't know. So I'm like, let's figure it out. So I did that. And they teach you, you know, little girls, little boys are gonna touch themselves, and you gotta explore that area. But it was like, so actually I probably should have been exploring myself a little bit sooner. I think I was maybe 8 when I was there, maybe 8 years old, I probably should have been exploring my body first. So even with freedom, feeling free, I was free enough to explore my own body. And, and then also had to do with space, probably too. We were in these tight, closed quarters, you know what I'm saying? So I probably didn't have the space, and I probably shared rooms with my siblings. At the age of 8 is when you're supposed to separate, boys and girls in all aspects. So it was like when I first got my own room, when I first having my own room, and I wasn't sharing a room with my brothers anymore, that were younger than me. That's when you're supposed to separate them. So many different things. It's just that one house. I remember it was on Beach Daly Road. Yeah, I loved that house. It was my favorite house because we all had our own room, but it wasn't done right, and there was a lot of holes in the. My mom and dad kind of got a raw deal there. The person was supposed to fix anything. Oh, I love that, Drew. When your mom first let you drive your wheelchair around the town, I love that. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, yeah, like other things that come out. That's where I felt my most freest. Is when I finally had the open space to run and explore myself, explore my own body, explore who I was. Understand why I had these feelings for a boy I didn't know, that lived next door to me that was like 10 years older than me. I mean, I shouldn't have been. I'm saying, like, I had that huge crush on this boy that was like so much older than me. And that's daddy issues right there. It's number one, telling you daddy issues, right? Anybody else? Anybody else want to talk about it? Feeling freedom? Think about feeling completely free. What images or memories come to mind? Kiddos are home. No? Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, Mel, are you still here, love? Integration. Oh, there you are, Mel. Okay, we moved when I was 11 to town where I didn't fit at all. Once I made peace with that, I felt free. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful, woman. Yeah, see? Yeah, I resonate with that a lot. Talking about the same thing. Because we moved so much, I never had the same group of friends. And it wasn't until I got to high school, because we moved to all these different towns that were around each other, and it's like you have like these little houses, these little cities that like you go to the elementary or, the middle school at. So once I got to like middle school and high school, everybody I knew from every other place that were my friend groups, I was friends with everybody. So it was like, I knew everybody. It was beautiful. It was like the freedom that came from that. But like, it was something I always hated and I despised, and I was bitter, and like I always got to lose my friends. Like I don't have any friends. I can't stay close. When I got to high school, the time when you're supposed to be like, you don't know where you are. When I knew everybody, so I had friends everywhere from everywhere. It was kind of, that was a good perspective flip on it. On vacation, yeah, vacation. Yeah, definitely on vacation. Always on vacation. Like when you're on vacation, that's what a vacation's for. When you're free, that's what it's meant to do. I'm really trying to create a life that I don't have to vacation from. I mean, that's why I go to the pool every day. That's why I swim every day. You know what I'm saying? And I know that like that may not be everybody's idea of a vacation, but okay. So here for me, I'll give you an example of vacation. So, not this Christmas, the Christmas before was my first Christmas away from my ex-husband and my family. Like I wasn't living in the same town as anybody. I was by myself. It was me and my kitty. My roommate was out of town, right? So she's out of town. It's for the first time in my entire life that I can ever remember, okay? I'm the oldest, so I always had to help, at Christmas wrap presents and put them away and hide them. I was always part of the parental stuff. I wasn't part of the, I get to enjoy this sort of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to clean up. I didn't have to cook, okay? Which is something I always did because I was the first to get married. And I married young. I married at like 21. So it's like I always had to cook. I had to do all the cooking. Everybody came to my house. I was the one doing all the cooking. Everybody would come over. We'd always meet. I'm the one who was always planning everything. I was the one doing all the things. When I was married, I literally was doing all the cooking. And we would take, my mother-in-law wouldn't let me cook her house. I'd have to do all the cooking and then take it to her house. Like, so 3 times the work. It made no sense at all. So like, and then I'd have to go home to my messy house that I would have to clean up because I'd have to have a time frame of me to be there for. But I did all the cooking. She didn't do it. Like, none of that sort of stuff. Like, even then, it was a responsibility that was put on me. 2 years ago, for the first time in my life on Christmas, I had, and this is why I know it was divinely orchestrated. When my phone got dropped in water, my phone did an upgrade and it went crazy. It was like upgrade 7, something like that. 2 years ago, it was an upgrade 7 to my phone, and literally my phone went crazy when they started introducing beta to the iPhone, and my phone started going crazy. And when it went crazy, it literally, you know, like it wouldn't shut off, and it started calling like 911, all this sort of stuff. And like I put it in water, like I couldn't turn it off. There wasn't something I could do. So I had no phone, so nobody could call me. Nobody could call me, shame me, guilt me, put anything on me. I was just me and my kitty cat alone in my apartment, and I just got to do yoga, my classes, and just eat a clean meal. I didn't have to do all the other stuff because everybody wants something certain different, something this, something that. And I love all the connection, mind you, but this is the first time ever, that was literally the first time I could remember in my adult existence, where even in my teen existence, where I was not the one responsible for everybody else. It was the first time that I was only responsible for me and my kitty cat, and the freedom I felt from that. Wow, my crown just lit up. That skyrocketed me into a different place. I did not realize how much of my family's burdens I was carrying. And it wasn't mine to carry. I didn't need to carry it. I didn't need to do all those things. They ultimately, they're not here for me now anyways. They weren't going to be for me there. I was people pleasing. I was doing things because that's how I thought I needed love. It was a tendency where I people pleased in order to get love, and I didn't get love. They're not there. Are not here now. We lived in a great neighborhood where everyone knew everyone. It was great. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Those are the best neighborhoods. The ones that you don't gotta lock the doors. Okay, Mel, this is your card that came up. This is an integration card. We got life vision. What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to feel each day? Ooh, that's a good one. Floor is yours, my love. What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to feel each day? Independent. Independent from what? Can you elaborate? And these questions aren't to judge or to criticize. This is just to dig deeper. We're going into the darkness. We are bringing light to situation. Self-sufficient. Let's go deeper. Self-sufficient as in multiple streams of income, where you don't have to somebody else like an income, or self-sufficient like you're the only one doing all the work in your own house. You live on your own. You have your own home. Like self-sufficient like you don't need a man in your life to do the things that you don't feel you need a man. Self-sufficient like, I mean, these are just examples. Like, I'm not even saying that that's what the epitome of it is. Like, self-sufficient is so many different things. There's so many different aspects of that to somebody else. Like, being able to get up and just take care of me, like, that's self-sufficient. You know, like, where I put myself first, where I immediately get up and do all my things. I immediately get up and do my meditation. Health, like Donna says, health. Free to do what I want when I want. And you know, I mean, health is part of it. Health is wealth to me, okay? So my health was it, okay? You want to be able to separate from your husband. Well, I'm not going to lie. Oh, my crown's lighting up. Okay, so I'm hesitant. I don't know if you want me to say it. I'll tell you what I'm intuitively getting. And what's coming to mind, and this is me being open about me. I was scared to do that too, and that was because of the cage that he had me in. I was in a cage for a very long time, and I was scared, and he made me think that I couldn't do it on my own. And he used to gaslight me with my health because he is a doctor. He's a physician's assistant, the epitome of a doctor. I mean, not, he doesn't have his doctoral, he has his PA, but he was a medic, and he literally was involved in, I was married to the man for 18 years, and he would gaslight me with my health and tell me I couldn't do it on my own, and kept putting all this stuff on me, and kept putting more medications in my body. He started numbing me. He was I mean, literally, the man was poisoning me, and I'm not elaborating, or I'm not exaggerating. Like, the doctors, like, I have allergies, I'm allergic to stuff, and like, the doctors were like, no, she can't have that. You cannot have that around her. You cannot give that to her. And he literally would give it to me anyways when I would be in a state of when I was sick and I couldn't take care of myself. He was literally making me numb. He was caging me. It was like because he knew I wanted to leave, and he never let me leave. And that's a huge narcissistic sort of trait. And I don't like using that term because it's so widely used and not explained. But my ex-husband is the epitome. I mean, textbook level narcissist. Like, it's not, everything was lies from the beginning. I mean, from the day I met the man, it was all narcissist. Everything was lies. Everything about it was lies. It was all about keeping me caged. Me sacrificing everything for him. And mind you, I'm not even insulting the man. This isn't even me tearing him down. This is me saying that I was doing that. I was allowing him to do that. None of that is his fault. He did that out of fear and trauma. And I'm not saying, it was a good behavior. I'm saying that he was doing that out of trauma, out of something that he was not seeing in his life, that he was not taking witness to. He was doing these actions because that's how he thought he got love. He needed to hold on to me. He had that anxious attachment sort of style, and he wanted to hold on to me, and everything was lies. From the day the man met me, everything was a lie. Even the way he got me, as courted me or whatever, was a lie. The man lied about his age. He lied about every single freaking thing. And it happened all the time, and I forgave him because it's like I took a vow, and all of these other burdens that was put on me, all these other burdens, what I'm saying? Like, we had all these plans in this life, and it was like always, promise kids, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna get our life together, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and that was always what was put on there, what I'm saying? So he's always gaslighting me with the kids, we're gonna have kids, because I always wanted kids. Like, that was a very big, important thing to me. I'm like, when I met him, like, we have to have kids. Like, I want kids. So that was, a vital part of me. And so that was always something that he held over me. So whenever I was letting him hold this stuff over me, these were things that I was doing. That self-sufficiency comes from an inner knowing, and knowing that you're going to be okay. That we're going to send in healing here. Okay, yeah, there we go. I know I've just been talking and I haven't been sending in healing. I didn't send in healing for the last one. I might, if I need to, I don't know. Forgiveness. I'm going to send in forgiveness for where you're not showing up for you. Oh, same thing. That'll be for you too, Shell. I hope you're still in here, my love. I tell you this. I don't tell you guys this story to one up, to say, oh, I had it worse. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. I use my story to elaborate, to help people see the things you will stay in, the things you will do when you are traumatized, when you are not willing to look at the things, when you are not willing to see the unseen. You will keep yourself in a situation where you are being literally poisoned by the man you think you're going to have children with in a life, and put up with it. When you are in a trauma state and you don't know that when you don't have that self-sufficient, that love in you, knowing that whatever you need is actually in you, that love that you're seeking, that self-sufficiency, that's in you already. And it's not going to come from something on the outside, is what I'm trying to express. And I understand the concept. We all need money. We all need to work. We all need to do the things. We all need to do the things. We got to pay the bills. We got to pay the bills. We got to do the thing that's part of this 3D world. Like, it's part of it. But if you died tomorrow, you would die unfulfilled. And you would not have completed your mission. If you were being called to do something else, if you're being called to do something else, if you're being called to do something else, and I'm not promoting, run or do something and put yourself in a situation that's going to harm you. Of course, you want to plan and prepare, but there's only so much planning and preparing that you can do before it's going to happen, where the universe is going to pull the rug out from underneath you, and it's going to happen anyways, and none of the planning, you would have wished you could have done it years before. And I'm not going to lie, that happened to me. Like, it literally, I kept having spiritual awakenings, and he kept gaslighting me and like telling me he was going, I kept having multiple spiritual awakenings. I would have an awakening, I would see visions, I would see all this sort of stuff, and he would like tell me like he's going to Baker Act me and like, put me in a freaking, like when I would try and talk to him about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was having all of these spiritual things because that wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to lie, Reiki saved me. It literally was the first time in my life when I started getting on TikTok like 3 years ago, and I started, doing Reiki when it was like me finally getting away from him. And I remember the first cord cutting that was done. Her name is Reiki Fairy. Like, I love her. She does Reiki. She's on here, and I didn't understand it very well. And I followed the bandwagon, and I used to make fun of Reiki, and I didn't understand the energy healing, and I didn't understand what it was, but the fucked up part is that like even the school that he went to get his medical license, they teach Reiki at that school. This is a $200,000 semester school. This is not a school that's just like, oh, willy-nilly, we're just going to community college. And I'm not saying there's anything bad with that either, but I'm saying that this is a $200,000 semester school. This is a renowned school that you have to like apply to get into, and you have to give all these freaking applications, do all that sort of stuff. They're so renowned that they're teaching Reiki too, and I still like that, and that's where like shame and trauma and guilt and all that sort of stuff is in there, where you're saying it's unbelievable how people who been through so much are always the most willing to help. Yeah, that's beautiful. I agree. It's because, all right, and that's two sides of the coin. That's two sides of the coin. Here's the thing. When you have trauma, that's what the trauma comes from, right? So the narcissist is essentially, like, I'm going to give you the analogy of a superhero and hi, Miss Carrie, welcome in, my love. We're doing shadow work. If you want a card, let me know. Okay, so the analogy of the superhero and the supervillain. Now, mind you, that supervillain, remember, he's super too. He is super, okay? He is not your ordinary human being. He has all the power that superhero has, all the fucking power. And he's had bad things happen to him in his life. Instead of choosing to do something better, he or she or whatever the deal, okay, whatever they are, has chosen to make everybody else pay for the pain that they went through. If you notice in like any superhero movie, no matter what it is, the villain, the super villain, because they're always super, they've always got some sort of superpower, has got like a scar or whatever, and they show, do you know what I'm saying? Like literally, like Scar in Lion King, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have a physical scar, so you can see the damage that's been on them. So they stay in that victim mindhood of that, oh, woe is me, oh, woe, and that's, my dad's that way. My dad is a narcissist. He is, oh, woe is me, everybody's against me, oh, this is that, and that was my gladiator arena also. Okay, so I miss you too, my love. I know I've been MIA. In the same aspect of that, the superhero, right, is somebody who had the same trauma, not exactly the same situation, but something similar, even maybe worse, okay? A trauma that happened to them, and their decision, it's a perspective, their decision was, I don't want anybody else to go through this. I'm going to protect everybody else. And that's the two coins of the empath and the narcissist. That's two sides of the coin. That's literally what they both are. They both have superpowers that nobody else knows. Like everything a narcissist does, they're doing it in order to manipulate a situation in order to feel love. Everything that a empath is doing, they're literally manipulating the situation because they've been taught they had to in order to survive. So it's survival. It's from a fear state of being. And it literally is, they're just literally trying to get love too. It's both are manipulating. Neither are doing anything better. It is just what this world is taught, is what the Matrix have taught to manipulate instead of to be honest and open and authentic, which is what this world needs. We need authenticity, especially right now. And that's funny. I think Ashley, if you're in your babe, I think I saw her just come in. She literally just posted something about this. I think I just read it. It was, or I watched the video. She was saying like how much authenticity, or it was metaphysics, that was saying authenticity is what is needed right now. It's a vibration. It is the highest vibration there is. It is the highest frequency there is on the planet. It is needed right now. We are raising the consciousness for everybody. Anybody else? Anybody else want to talk about what do you want your life to look like? And how do you want to feel each day? Now, I do want to explain. Do you see how that card right there, that one card, I'm going to go back and I'm going to root this around. I'm going to full circle this for it. That one card, right, with that basic question, we went down a road and went to a completely different subject and went to completely different things. We went down a road to see the unseen, to see the things within you, to see where these traumas are. And it's like, I kept delving, I kept going deeper, keep going deeper, because we want to get to the root cause of this. We want to find out what the root of this is. Why are you not living that? Because this is a glimmer. This is a glimmer card. This is a card, of integration. What do you want your life to look like? Well, I don't want it to be this. So like Abraham Hicks talks about, in every single moment, everything that is being created that you don't want, that you take witness to, you're also finding out what you do want. So by choosing and looking and seeing what you don't want, you also are finding out what you do want. So that's why everything is a fucking lesson. Oh God, I'm getting excited. Like everything is a fucking lesson. Like when you figure out what you don't want, you've also figured out what you do want. And it's like, how exciting is that? You know what I mean? To think about the fact that this happened, I don't like it. I don't want that no more. So this is what I want. So this is the path I need to be going towards. So this is what shadow work is. It's going down the holes, going down the vulnerability of the certain things, and not worried about your story is important. What is meant for you is important. The things that have happened in your life are somebody else's survival guide. Like that's the way I see it. It's that my story is somebody else's survival guide. So not everybody may resonate with every single thing that I'm saying, and they may not feel any of it, but there could be just one part of my story that they resonate with that allows them to go a little bit deeper into themselves and delve deeper and to see what is hidden in the shadow. The shadow is literally just what is dark, what you do not see. Enlightenment is to bring awareness to. That is it. Your mother's the same way. She always was a victim. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh God. I don't want to insult, but I am on a constant loop with that with my mom right now. The programming that is in her, I am constantly trying to take her out of victim mode. She was trained by narcissists. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know she's a narcissist. I do know that she's very telepathic. So she could be a supervillain. She could be a supervillain too. Like there could have been two of them. So I could have had two narcissistic bears. She could be a supervillain, but it's like, I'm going to love her anyways. I'm going to love that supervillain. I'm going to love the villains in my story. I love every villain, every single person that came into my life that taught me something. They were not a villain. It was something I called into my experience. It was something that I invited in, that I wanted so I could be taught a certain lesson to get to a different place, to remove that block, that limiting belief out of my way. Like I'm just being honest and open. It's fucking difficult in a daily goddamn battle with my mom and the trying to flip her perspective and just the narrative that is just played into her that has been ingrained in her. Like I'm trying to update her software so desperately. And I'm doing it through many different ways, through diet, through nutrition. I'm doing all the things to assist, to make the hormones and everything work functionally and make sure that the brain, gut axis is happening. That, at the beginning of the live, we were talking about putting ourselves last. She doesn't take care of herself. She doesn't eat good food. She always wants to get the cheapest food possible. And I'm like, so we went to the grocery store, and she wanted to get some like boiling cubes. And I'm like, we are not getting that crap. We are going to get the good stuff, the good organic bone broth, something that is, it's not that she wanted that and it's bad that she wanted that, but we are going to get something that isn't going to harm your body, that is going to be good for you. You can still have what you want and have it, but have a compromise of what is better for your body. Not that, and she loves it. She loves the taste of it. It's so good for her. It's so healthy. She loves it. It tastes better than the other stuff, and it's not hurting her. But from that lack mindset of always thinking I need to get the cheapest of whatever, not taking care of yourself, like that is a limiting belief. That is something that I'm constantly trying to reprogram out of her. That no, you need to take care of yourself because nobody else is doing it. You have, oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm sorry, I'm on my soapbox. You are the only human that you are responsible for on this earth. You have been given the responsibility to take care of one human on this earth, and that is you. And if you aren't going to do it, who the fuck is? And why do you expect anybody else to do it? Because everybody else is just thinking about themselves. And I'm not saying this from a narcissistic point of view and say, don't think about somebody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you got to be first. You have to fill your cup up fully and wholly. And that way, when you're pouring out into others and you're doing all these good deeds and doing all these good things and these things that you are doing, you are not depleting yourself, because then you are not pouring into a empty cup with holes, with trauma, and you are not depleted to nothing. And you can come back and do it again tomorrow when you replenish. You can still do all the good things and be all the good and do all the things, but you're not pouring into somebody that isn't pouring back into you. You're not pouring your cup out empty. You need to take care of you before anybody else. And where this is an integration. This is an integration card. This is me showing. This is my series on shadow work. It's an integration. We're integrating just the concepts and the thoughts and the ideas, so that way you can make a better choice. Because you cannot change. Change is the awareness. You come awareness to it. Then you integrate it. And when you integrate it, the integration, it'll take time. You have to do all the little things. Like I just elaborated with my mom, the whole, no, we're going to get a good thing, something that's good for you, that's going to nourish your soul, it's going to nourish your body, that's going to fill you up, that's healthy, that's a little more expensive, but it's better for you. And it's actually nourishing everything. And when it becomes default, that's when the change actually happens. You will continue to do the things that are not necessarily right for you. And because becoming aware isn't doing anything about it. It's the integration of the things in order to make it your default. And that's how the change really happens. Okay. That was beautiful. All right. Carrie, do you want integration or identification? And Carrie, okay, so you say, I hope you don't mind me saying this out loud, because I am reposting this stuff, to YouTube. So she does it for attention, like poor me. I've tried to help her see, but it's her journey. And you got to understand also, what helped me forgive my parents is that they're in their own hell right now. They're living in a personal hell inside their head. The person that you are in choosing that path, that is hell. That is literal hell. That is what I believe, okay, Marianne Williamson, that you are living in the hell. I don't believe necessarily in, heaven and hell. I believe in, it is a frequency that you get to. It is a choice. It is a simple choice of being. You can choose to be in hell, or you can choose to be better and do better and see better and be better and all of the above. And it's, my mom's miserable and my dad's miserable. And, he literally, he's a narcissist. He drank his life away to the point of 4 little babies were crawling all over him. And he was like, go away from me! And just drank. And he literally drank himself into diabetes and lost. He doesn't have legs. He has no legs anymore. The man can't walk. And he's one of the freaking, 8% of men in the fucking world that are 6'4". Literally, there's a certain percentage of men in this world that are 6'4", right? I mean, it's like a thing or something. I don't know, whatever the point being is that he took away one of his best attributes by poisoning himself and harming himself. And it's like, and I'm not saying, hi Bev, how you doing, love? You want a card too? We're doing shadow work, integration, or identification. Like, so he's in his own personal hell, and that's what's allowed me to forgive him. And there's a rabbi that talks about this, that there was a rabbi, he wrote about this in a book in the 80s. I don't know what his name is. I've been trying to find his name. But okay, so he wrote about this in the 80s, that there was going to be a bunch of starseeds that came into this world, right? That were going to, you know, the contracts that they signed, their soul contracts that they signed to come into this earth, that they reincarnated back into this earth. When they did that, they were signing that soul contract to come into a certain family lineage, right? In order to heal all this trauma. You know, we are the black sheep. We are the scapegoats. You know, in olden days, they would use a goat when they had all this trauma and bad stuff happen. They would sacrifice a goat by slitting the throat, and that would be a sacrifice. And they would do that, and that's why the scapegoat. That's what that word comes from. They would use you as, oh, you're the problem, but it's because everything else is happening. Instead of recognizing it within, going within, and seeing what's happening, and here this creating my outside. You know, your reality is what's happening on your inside. Is your actual reality outside? No, they chose something on the outside and blamed it out there. You know, choosing and pointing outside. That is a scapegoat. So this rabbi talks about it, that there was also in that context of us as starseeds that came into this reality and incarnated to break the generational trauma and alter everything that is happening. There had to be a counterpart of that, and that was a soulmate that brought you to your gladiator arena. Every single moment my dad is in that hell, he's doing it for his family lineage. And he trained me. Even if it was negative, even if it was bad, even if he just trained me by showing me what I didn't want to be like. Like, I didn't have role models. I had people I didn't want to be like. And that is like the major thing in my life, is I had many, many people that I didn't want to be like. And I'm not pointing out them. I know it comes from their trauma, and I'm not insulting them. I'm not tearing them down. I'm saying that is also his contract. He's come into this lifetime to live this hell. And that's what he chose, to put somebody like me in power in order to change the lineage lines that has been plaguing this earth for thousands of years, and not stealing the light anymore. The crown's lighting up. There's a purpose for it. There's a purpose. So he's as much on mission as I am, as a starseed. I'm going to say that again. He is as much on mission and choosing to be in the hell he's in for me to rise. And that is what allowed me to forgive them. You know, like, I know I might not be able to change my mom. And I know, and it's not even about changing her. Okay, I said that wrong. Because I know I can't change anybody outside of myself. I can only change myself. But when I lead by example, and if I can teach and guide her some other ways, maybe she can have a better existence for the rest of her life instead of that hell. You know, because like my mom's always had my back. So she's the one that, you know, has always had my back through everything. So no matter what happened, if something happened in my life, I could always go to her. So yeah, I live with my mom now, and it's insane. Like, I'm moving her down here to get her to retire, and, you know, I know she can't retire at the moment, you know, like, we're building businesses and stuff like that. Like, I'm building her business stuff and stuff like that, but the point is just to get her to retire. And like, so she's not paying rent anymore. Like, so I'm paying rent, and she doesn't have to pay rent anymore, because she's going to be 72, and she's had to pay rent up until now, you know, and it's like, even with Social Security and stuff. So I just want to provide some sort of comfort for her. And even if it is just the comfort of the healing that I am doing, and I also know this is also part of my gladiator arena. This is another, like, this is what I was being told in meditation and things that I was going through, that this is another thing that I need to master. And that's in order to start healing a different vibration of being. Somebody in that lower vibrational state of being that can't find their way out, I am finding a way to lift them up a little bit. Even if it's just one, even if it's just two, even if it's just three, that's three that I've changed the frequency of. And somebody vibrating at 700, the vibration of love will cancel out 900,000 people. I'm going to repeat that. One person vibrating at the frequency of love, which is 700, will cancel out 900,000 people vibrating at a lower shame, guilt, fear state of being. And that is what, Gandhi talks about, you know what I'm saying? That when you're vibrating about, that is how we change this world. That is how we are going to change this world. We are vibrating out of that frequency. So if I can just change three people, maybe three people, if I can not even change them, okay, I said that wrong. Again, I said I gotta stop saying change, because I cannot change anything outside of me, and I know that very well. But if I can just influence, literally be my divine masculine, divine feminine, in balance woman, the receiving role, divine feminine, the muse who is influencing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have them in balance, where I'm not trying to get, all of the, credit for the things that I muse, the things that I enhance in others, the things that I amplify, the things that I don't want the accreditation for it. What I want is to assist. I want to be able to help them rise, to see their own light, to bring up into it, because that is what is going to alter and change this world. It's not going to be me doing one thing and then egotistically saying, oh yeah, I did that. No. A muse doesn't do that. A divine feminine doesn't do that. That's not what we're doing. We are in a receiving role. We're constantly receiving and intuiting, and things are coming in, and we are influencing, and we are musing, and we are guiding, and like a channel. Like I've been there was a guy that I talked about, like I was, for like 3 days, I channeled for him straight for like 3 days, and I wrote all of it down, I took all my notes, and I did whatever, and it's because I recorded it all, and I wasn't weak. It was meant to happen. I know it was meant to happen. It was something I was doing, but it's and I know a lot of that was for him, and it was downloads for him, but it was also downloads for the collective. It was also downloads for different things, downloads for me, things that I needed to learn. And it was so fucking exciting. I was so excited about the frequency and all of it. And it's that does it for me. I don't need all the other stuff. I don't need, all of, I don't need that necessarily that man. I don't need any, sort of, coming at me attachment. I don't need anybody to need me or me need them or something like that. It's a frequency I've tapped into that I'm whoo! You know what I'm saying? Where I'm just magnetizing people that I am using, that I'm literally just influencing. And that's a good positive relationship. That's a healthy relationship. I'm not saying that you do something where you're not getting reciprocal. You have to be the person that chooses you over everybody else. But we're all on mission. That's what I'm going back to. We're all on mission. What card did you want? Integration, Carrie. Drew, are you still here, love? Bev, you wanted a card, love? Did you want integration or identification? The two of you loves, my loves, came in. I know you guys haven't come in. I'm doing just a limited series on shadow work and elaborating on shadow work and showing it and being open and vulnerable and speaking my vulnerable truth and kind of getting on my soapbox and talking and speaking to everybody and putting it out there and then recording it and, posting it everywhere to show everybody how shadow work is done, how you go down that rabbit hole, how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a kinetic learner. In order to do that, I need to physically do it. So it's I did the workbook journal, but also showing people how to do it and how to go deeper. One question rises something. All these questions are meant to do is to explore, and then you're meant to go deeper, and then you're meant to go deeper, and then you're meant to go deeper and find the root cause of it. And then once you find the root cause of it, you can make a conscious decision to change it, to alter it within yourself. That is how you do shadow work on yourself. You do it by becoming aware to it, turning light onto darkness. That is it. Enlightenment is bring light to. Once you're aware, you can start integrating it. You start integrating it by choosing different choices. Every day, you could still make a bad choice, but you could choose once. Baby steps. One choose forward. 1 step forward. 2 steps forward. 3 steps forward. The next day. Every day, just 1 step forward. Consistent, just like working out. Every day, consistently doing the things. And it literally becomes a habit. And then, when it becomes your default, you have changed. And that is how you do the shadow work. And this is what this is based on. Okay, you are identifying. And you want integration Bev. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, you'll be my last card. I am only doing, like I'm doing limited because this does take it out of, like it does take it out of me. Like I'm doing it every day this week, and I'm posting it intentionally. So, because I've been being called. Oh, I got a couple. Okay, we'll take this one. I've been being called, to do this for years, and for the past 2 years since I first did my shadow workbook journal, and they sent me the game, and I'm like, what a better time to do it? And like this is like spirit led. This is what I was told to do, is to do this little series on it, to post it, to show people where they find their power. Because so like you said to me, okay, and I want to express this. You said to me that I'm looking amazing, right? All of this is from my healing. I keep healing these parts of me. I keep going within and seeing them. I don't harp on them. I don't sit and wallow in them. I give a perspective flip. I see both sides of the coin. And what you're doing is I'm not going in a circle, right? I'm not going in a circle. I am literally spiraling up. It is a spiral up. That is what shadow work is. You spiral up. You come back to something, you recognize it, you make another choice, and then you spiral up, and you make another choice, and then you spiral up, and then you make another choice, and then and that's what it's also taking a step up. You're stepping up. You're choosing a different path by going a different way, and then you become something better for yourself. That is what this is based off of. It is not me going in a loop and just going, oh, woe is me, oh, woe is me, oh, I'm a victim. No, I'm looking at both sides of the coin, and it comes up and I see a different perspective. And then it comes up and I see a different perspective. And it comes up and I see a different perspective. And then it comes up and it's just a constant flow of learning and growing and evolving. Okay. Drew, I got identifying, okay? Childhood activities. What activities did you enjoy as a child? What does this reveal about your inner child? And this is for everybody in the chat, okay, my loves, everybody in here, you are welcome to say it. Drew has the floor first. This is his card, but everybody has the option to talk. Like, you got everybody. I want everybody to chat. If you want to say it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can just sit and watch. Like, that's totally fine. Like, this is just showcasing how to do the work. That's it. That's all this is about. That's what the series is about. How do you do the work? How do you go deeper? How do you look? I mean, everybody's talking about doing shadow work, but I don't know if anybody's showing anybody. I've never had anybody show me how to do the work. I had to do it. I had to learn how to do it. And if I hadn't taken the skills that I had in school from, actually studying in college, I wouldn't even had an idea about it. And I wouldn't even really understood the journals. And there was somebody in the chat earlier that talked about, I think it was Lauren. She said she has the books and hasn't even opened them. Yes, because you're so scared to go. Like, I understand that. Like, and that's not me talking down or calling her out or anything. That's just me saying, like, yeah, there are so many people that are getting, but they're not quite sure how to do this. And that's why this game is so beautiful. What activities did you enjoy as a child? What does this reveal about your inner child? For me, yesterday, it was, I'm learning. Okay, so recently I've started doing some, like acting classes. Like, the agency that I signed with has me taking like steady classes like every 2 days, and and that's for modeling, but they've got me in acting, so I'm taking these free classes, these acting classes, and they're putting me in for these roles for acting. But as a kid, I know that I never wore a mask. Like, I don't know how to elaborate it now, like, or even put words to it, kind of like, but I knew even back then what was right and wrong and what I should and shouldn't have been doing, and like being honest. Like, that has been like a huge thing for me, is that never wearing a mask. It was like literally, even from a very, very young age, like, 1 digit number, I've been being told, you're an old soul, you were so deep. And it's like, because I was always meant to be this. And that's something that I had to come, and that's amazing, because I just got a casting call that came up as I said that. So I'm taking these classes, and I light up. I get so fucking excited because I get to put a mask on. It's like, I get to put a mask on that isn't harming anybody. I get to play a role, and I get to just have fun with it. And my inner child, I light up. Like, I get so fucking excited. And the classes are so late because they're in California. And like, so the classes are like 7 o'clock at night. And like, I go to bed early. I'm in bed like 9. I get up early. I like my yoga early. I like the sun early. I like all of that. So but I stay up and I get excited, and then it's so hard to go to sleep because my inner child's like, yeah. It's just fun. And that's limiting fear, Carrie. That's a fear. You know what I'm saying? By having the book and not doing it, that is being scared of the unknown. You know, they tell you how to do it in the book, right? Okay, and I'm gonna use my mom example, so I don't have to use it. My mom, I gave her the book too. She never did it. She just has it. It's here. She never did it. I even tried doing it with her to show her to do it, how to explore it, and nobody really talks about how to do it, how to really do it. You know, how to do the work, or gives you a visual. And I need a visual. I need a visual. How do I fucking do this? So showing people how to do this, and just the basic conversations, being willing to be open and vulnerable and let it all out there, like, because I don't judge myself and I don't judge others, because I don't criticize myself, I'm not criticizing others. All of this healing that I've done on myself has brought me to a place where I can openly just talk about all this stuff, because I know that it was all for me, and it's so positive. Like, I want everybody to find their power. Like, I'm standing in my fucking power. Like, my solar plexus is lit up. I know how I'm vibrating. I know the frequency I'm at. I know it on a different level now, and I see it, and I know, like, my work that I've been doing on myself has paid off. And, like, so instead of, like, I'm not trying to boast about it, I'm trying to say I am my biggest success story as a coach and a mentor and a guide and leader. Like, I am seeing the real time action of the hard work that I'm putting in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing the rewards of what I've been sowing. You reap what you sow. I am reaping the rewards for what I've sown. So I'm showing people how to plant the seeds in order to sow the seeds into something so they can reap the rewards later. If that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. All art. Okay, art of all types. I love creating. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. See, and that's, you know, our inner child is our most creative part. And that is your solar plexus. FYI, that's where all your creativity comes. That's from your solar plexus. It's right here. It's the one right above your belly button. And it literally is everything. It's our consciousness of being, our personal power, our self-definition, our accomplishments, our responsibility, our will. It is vital energy. Okay? I'm just looking to see if anything comes out in it. The solar plexus. We all have the fear of the unknown. That's what fear is. I've stepped so far into the unknown that I don't, okay, so, and I'm trying to find my words here. Okay, so, when I was in my personal hell, right, with my own personal hell, the hell that I was in, with my ex-husband, where he was literally poisoning me. And, this was the peak of COVID, when I really had my awakening, you know what I'm saying, in 2020. It was COVID, the peak of COVID. And the man stopped working, right? He worked in the medical field, and he used me as a scapegoat. And, you know, this is full circle. So this is me just elaborating, telling him this is full circle, coming to the end of it. I had built his credit up, you know, to pristine. And then I did his first, of course, not mine. I built his up. And then, I built mine up. So when COVID hit, I had like $15,000 in credit cards, you know, like that was just extra cash. And he started using that cash, using that credit in my name to build up a garden, like a grocery store in the backyard of his parents' house, who were narcissistic. They literally we weren't even allowed to step in the house. I'm not elaborating. So he used the money and the credit and the money that we had saved in order to receive love from some people that weren't going to give it to him anyways. And he was over giving and over anything. He was throwing his wife under the bus and treating me horribly. I got all this debt, right? Now I have all this debt. His credit was perfect when we got divorced. And it took COVID. I got COVID, okay? So I believe it was I believe many different things, but I'm just going to make it short story short. Long story short, okay? I got COVID and my lungs filled up with blood. I had pneumonia and I couldn't roll over in my bed. At the time I was working at a nonprofit, like we worked with the homeless, like I worked with like disability services and whatnot, and we, you know, in Detroit, like down to Detroit, we were creating like tiny homes and stuff like that, like the company was. And I worked in the psychological department of it, you know what I'm saying, customer service for like all of like the clinics that were owned around the town, you know what I'm saying, who were all like the government owned clinics, because I worked for the city. I worked for the city of Detroit. And so that was me stepping into my power, stepping into that. And like in the building where I worked, like the central building, we also had like a bunch of apartments, because in the building of like free homeless, and that's like people getting them on their feet and like getting them on their going. And so there were a lot of people that still were on the streets and stuff. And so they said I got COVID from there, from just being there. And I have an autoimmune disease, but I just kind of think it was pneumonia, honestly. I got pneumonia and my lungs filled up with blood. And the man that I'm married to, right, and this time is like 15 years, right? I'm there and he's a physician and I'm drowning in my own blood. I'm like literally in my lungs. I couldn't roll over in my bed to get up to go to the restroom without suffocating. I literally literally couldn't breathe, and I didn't understand what's happening on. And like I just to walk 2 feet to the restroom, you know what I'm saying, from my master bath, from my bedroom, from my bed. And the man, and I understand HIPAA and I understand that stuff when you're scared and stuff, but you know, it was just pure laziness. He just didn't care. I mean, a lot of my friends were like, people that I knew in the health field were like, did he have like a plan out on you? Is he trying to kill you? Like, he didn't take out his stethoscope one time to listen to me. And it took my psychiatrist at the time to call me because, you know, it's COVID. It's like a COVID, you know, everything's happening. Everybody's, you know, homebound. They can't do anything. And she called me just to check on me, you know, and she immediately, as soon as I got on the phone, she says, call an ambulance now. The man was in the bed with me, the same king size bed, didn't even take out. I kept asking, what is wrong with me? I don't understand. It would take me like, I was literally drowning constantly. Every time I moved, I drowned. I was slowly drowning. I was drowning over and over and over again. And I got hospitalized immediately. I was there for 2 weeks and quarantined. It was literally the first time in 15 years of marriage, the man was not allowed around me for 14 days. First time, my crown just lit up. First time that he did not, as a narcissist, right? Me working in the psychology field, me working with the people and teaching the people and guiding the people. I'm working for the freaking city and guiding people and helping physicians and doing all the things and doing all the whatever and doing all the studying. When you're in the fucking thick of it, when you're in it, when you're in the trauma, you don't fucking see it. You know, like, I didn't see the shit. I didn't see any of it. I didn't see the trauma that was happening. Like, that he wouldn't leave me alone for more than like 1 to 2 days. You know, like I could never be away for more than like 2 to 3 days because he needed to get his fucking supply. And then, you know, he'd claim it was like for love and he wanted me around, but it was literally just his supply. You know, he wanted his supply. And he would always try to come to the rescue in different things, in different situations that I was in that I was taking care of. Like when I would come home to Detroit when we lived anywhere else and I would take care of something, he'd try to swoop in like the hero and come in and do things and act like he, you know, was doing it for me and save our family and save whatever. But it wasn't. It was, I did all the fucking work and he just wanted his supply back. So energetically just literally feeding off me. And until I was in the hospital and they were feeding me only the right foods that the doctors ordered, right? Doctors were ordering, specialists were ordering and saying that. They only gave me the medications that I was prescribed. They gave me only food I was allowed to eat and I was quarantined. I finally fucking saw it. And I came out of there. That would be, for me, the first time I feel that I had energy work done. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, that was the first time I was separated enough that I was able to physically see it and know what the fuck happened and see what is happening in my visceral freaking experience. And be able to be away from his energy. It just, yeah. Yeah, you keep going. When you're in the trauma, and this is the thing, when you're in the trauma, when you can't see the trauma, when you can't see the things in the trauma that are making you feel less than, then you will stay in a place where you are being abused, where you are abusing yourself. Okay, let me say that differently. You are abusing yourself because you don't know that you deserve something better. I, at the time, did not realize I deserved something better. I did not know it. I did not have it. I did not have a good male figure in my life. I did not have that upbringing. And I had to get many mentors and guides and, start seeing good men in my life. And, I had maybe 1 to 2 good men in my life that I really understood. And I always thought my husband was one of them at the time. I mean, I was with him for 15 years, 18 years before I got away from him. That was half of my life, literally half of my life. And it was what I was choosing. I was choosing that. I was choosing my own hell. I was in that hell, that suffering. I was in that suffering. I was doing it to me. It's not even him doing it to me. Everything that he was doing was out of his own trauma. It was not anything he was doing to me. He was doing it because of his trauma, because he hadn't seen it, because he hadn't witnessed it, because he hadn't done the work on himself, and he wasn't doing the work and didn't want to do the work, and he wasn't willing to look. And believe me, I tried. As a psychology freaking major, I tried. The amount of counseling session we did, amount of the freaking classes that we did, amount of the everything, I tried so many fucking times, trying. Thought I could fix it. All my friends, that were in the field with me and all this stuff, that was like, the therapist and the family and then the freaking, all the different everything. It was like, it was never going to happen because he didn't want to. And that was when I had to come to a realization that you can't change anybody else but yourself. Like, the only person I could change was me. See, I don't even know how I got down that road, how we even got down to that line. The question was childhood activities. What activities did you enjoy as a child? What does this reveal about your inner child? And it's like, you go back down to these little loops and these little things, like, oh, I was talking about acting and stuff like that, and how, I don't know how I went down this rabbit hole, but it opens a rabbit hole for you to go down, to see the things, to see the trauma, to see what is happening, why it's happening, where it's happening. It's just an avenue. It's like opening up a road. Okay, so what I loved about psychology, and I loved about the brain, like, I love the brain. Like, what I loved about the brain is it's like a highway, right? Like, literally like a highway. If you've ever drove, if you drive and you're on the highway, on the highway there's like red lights and green lights, and I always wanted to know, why is there a red light in this one question? This is how much of a geek I am. Like, I get so excited with the brain, like, why? I always wanted to know, like, I studied the brain psychology, like, what turns on this fucking road and not this road? I wanted to know, you know what I'm saying? I used to, like, not love, but, like, obsessed with, like, psychopaths. Like, how do they go down this road when we should be going this road? Like, I was like, I was so fascinated by it, like, so interesting, like, to try and understand, because, like, and obviously, I didn't understand it at that time also. Like, that was something that was me, literally, subconsciously trying to heal my dad, trying to heal my freaking, like, that narcissistic behavior, like, the psychopaths in my life. Like, I honestly believe that my freaking ex-husband is a sociopath, like, to the point of, he knew what the fuck he was doing in different places. And again, I'm not shaming him, but I do believe he's a complete sociopath. And, he will continue to do that, and he knows it, and he will witness it. He's very aware of the stuff, So, he's aware of what he was doing, and it's not like he was just, like, randomly doing it. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Everybody knows what they're doing in the moment. And it is out of trauma. So I'm not saying that trauma gives you an excuse. There is no excuse for that behavior. You're the person that becomes witness to that behavior, and you're the person who has to make the choice, the conscious decision, and literally do something different. Or you stay in your own hell. And the hell that you're in is literally how you suffer. You stay in that hell. When you don't change, you stay in hell. You stay in a place of hell. And that's another thing. When I go back to, I said, my dad, my mom, they're in their own hell. My ex-husband is in his own hell. That is his hell. I get to go on with my life and live a life and help myself and help me and help others and heal others and do things and not put all my energy into one that is doing nothing for somebody that doesn't want to do the healing for themselves, that doesn't want to look at himself, that doesn't want to do the work, right? You know, I thought because of marriage, like that was something that I needed to do. I needed to stay there. I needed to put the work in there. I needed to look at it. And I needed to keep doing the things. And I kept going in the circle. Like I said, you know, going in a circle, I wasn't spiraling up. It wasn't coming to one, you know, and becoming aware of it and making a conscious decision to make a different choice and then spiraling up to the next. You're spiraling up to the next. You come back again and then you make a conscious decision to do something different. And then you spiral up again. You know, it comes back up. Like it's okay that it comes back up. It's coming back up in your reality in order for you to change, in order for you to make a better decision. It comes back up and you change it. But no, we just kept same loop. Same loop, same loop, same loop, same loop. I always want to know why in the brain. Why green light? Why red light? On this highway of the neurons, you know, what synapse turn on my green light and turn on my red light? And I was so fascinated by it. And I know all of that is part of like this DNA stuff, like all of our DNA coming online, all the different dormant DNA. Like I'm witnessing and seeing and in real time activating people now with the DNA. I know it was all part of it now. Like everything is synchronized. I know that it's all part of it. It all makes sense now. All of the different things. Like I can synchronize every single event in my life to it. And that's because I was willing to look at the thing and give it a perspective flip and say, oh, this is why that happened. And that's, you know, I mean, not everybody wants to know why this is happening. And that's the hell that they're living in. When you are at a place and a frequency that you're choosing to not take witness to it and not make the change for the better in yourself, that is the hell that you get to live in. And that is what the meaning of hell, you know, okay, Marianne Williamson, she described this in her book, Return to Love, which was my spiritual awakening. I mean, literally it saved my life back in 2018. Return to Love, Marianne Williamson. Like literally, I would listen to that book on repeat at night on Audible, and it literally was the only thing that calmed me. And I didn't even understand it now. I went back and listened to that book recently, and I'm like, what the fuck? I did not realize that like it's everything I'm teaching now, and it's like everything I'm guiding, and I'm seeing, and I didn't put the two together until I just recently went back and listened to the book again. And it's like that's why I love going back to these different books and elaborating them and talking about them and coming bringing them around, like because you get another perspective. And I'm just like, how? But back then when I was listening to it in 2018, I didn't know what I was listening to. I didn't know it was this. I didn't know what it was uncovering. I didn't know what avenue it was doing. I didn't know why it was happening. But now I put all the pieces together and I'm like, that was an awakening. I had an awakening. That was a spiritual awakening. That was one of my awakenings. It literally was the only thing that calmed my nervous system. I was in such fight or flight in the state of being with that situation. I would listen to the book and it would put me to sleep. And I would listen to it on repeat. And every time I got into a situation where I was really freaking stressed or anything was going on, fight or flight, I listened to the book. I would turn on the book, and that's how I start. That was my path. That was my first step. That was the first door that opened that allowed me to step on a different path. That book did that for me. A lot of people have books that do that for them, that open. That's why I refer to all books, because not every book is going to resonate with everybody. And that's why I put different books, you know, like Joe Dispenza. And I talk about all the different things because not every book and not every person and not everything is going to resonate with anybody. And that is why we need unity. That is why it is not about separation. If we are separating from each other, then you're still separating yourself. You're separating a part of you. Just because you don't resonate fully in that and it's not your superpower and it's not the most strong suit of you, it's still a gear that is needed in the mechanism of this freaking universe. Like we are all individual gears in the freaking machine of the universe that is needed. And every individual trauma and every individual situation and every single individual everything that we go through is for that. And so by looking at the things that are unseen, the shadow work that you do. I mean, this is backed by science. I'm not just woo-woo. I mean, this isn't just woo-woo talk. This is me saying, this is backed by science, by psychology, by Carl Jung, who coined the term and created all this sort of stuff. To look at the stuff is how you heal it. Jordan Peterson talks about, in order to fix a trauma, you have to go back to it and make a different decision. And then move forward. You have to become aware of it. You have that radical acceptance of self and acknowledging, yeah, I can fuck up. Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I made a mistake. Like, fucking fail. Please fail. Take acknowledgement of it. And that is where the healing begins. The moment you recognize that mistakes are amazing. Like, I fucking honor them. Like, seriously. Oh, my mommy's home. Okay. right, where are we at? Who was that? That was Drew. We're at Carrie now. We got integration. Woof. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so this is an integration card. We got jealousy. What can you do to manage your jealousy? So this is your question, Carrie, and you do not have to speak anything on it. You have the floor. If you want, I will speak on it. That's what this series is about for me, is that I'm being so completely open and so completely vulnerable that I am just openly talking about everything in order to let people see like how easy it can be and how you can change your perspective into something different. Like you can have all of this trauma and all of these things that are happening. I'll talk about mine. Okay, so jealousy. What can you do to manage your jealousy? And everybody, you are welcome to speak into the chat. You don't have to. Again, you can just watch if you're just wanting to watch. So jealousy. My dad was a bitter man, and I just saying that out loud. Even saying that, you know what I'm saying? And he was a drunk, and he was bitter and angry and literally wanted to fight me. Like he fought me like a man. He like taught me how to fight like a man. He constantly fought with me. It was he'd get drunk and he'd get angry and he'd start a fight, and then he'd try to go after one of my siblings because they just did one thing that bothered him, or he'd go after me and we would literally fight. We would fight it out. We would buck it out. I had bruises all the time. Cops were always getting called. All this sort of stuff growing up, right? This bitter, angry man, and he was traumatized. I understand that. He was traumatized, and he has a very good origin story. He is a fucking supervillain, and he has one of the best origin stories. I mean, like, disabilities, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has all of this sort of stuff, but none of that is an excuse for his behavior and what he chose to do every day. So, he was bitter and angry and upset at everybody that he saw outside of himself that was doing something that he didn't do. And there was this point in my life where I witnessed that I started recognizing that you're seeing what jealousy is to me, in my opinion, is you searing the possibility, the future that you can have. Nothing comes into your awareness unless it is something that you can have. Anything that you desire, desires you. You are an equal desire to that thing. That thing is coming into awareness to make acknowledgement of it, to see it, in order to do something. So the jealousy makes no sense. You're just putting a negative emotion. That is one of the lower frequencies. When you choose a higher perspective, it's you searing into your future and searing your perspective if you change something. If you decide, I'm going to do something different in this moment and do something different and change and do that, that is your goal. That is your end goal. Whatever you're being jealous, whatever outside of you you're seeing that you're jealous about is literally your future self. You're seeing your future self. You're seeing what you can be if you choose a different path. Instead of choosing the path of, oh, I can't have that. Oh, I don't have that. Oh, they're better than me. Oh, and you know, or whatever that fucking shit is. Whatever it is that you say. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's just like that. But when I recognize that everything I see is an experience that I can have. So what am I doing to hold myself back from that? What am I not doing to have that? Where am I holding myself back in order to not get there? And the lower based feelings, okay, the lower resentment, you know, anything outside of you, you know, the Buddha says anything you outside, anytime you point a finger, you're pointing 4 fingers back. That's 4 different things that you should be looking at inside yourself. Every time you point the finger out and you're saying this person this person that, this person this person that, you're pointing 4 back at you. And that's 4 things that's coming that you should be looking at within you. And that changed everything, because I was bitter in my 20s. Bartending, you know, waitressing, all the different things, you know, oh, they got a better tip than me, or they got a better this than me, oh, whatever, you know, and that was my limiting belief that I couldn't have that. And it's like, no, you're seeing the possibilities of what you can have. And it had nothing to do with anything other than my frequency. Anything to do with just me being better, me choosing a different path, me becoming aware of it and recognizing, oh, that's something I can have if I do this. If I'm willing to be curious, if I'm willing to learn from this person and learn from the person in front of me and learn instead of saying, oh, they've got this, so I don't want that. No, learn, be fucking curious. Like open your mind and be like, oh, talk to them. How do you do that? And that's why they say, like, you know, if you've got problems with money and stuff like that, you want to be around people with money so you can have the conversations with them. Have the conversations. Like, yeah. That's my take on jealousy. And you guys don't have to answer. This is just open. Like I said, like I'm just asking the questions to ask the questions, to talk the things, to say the things. Somebody, okay, so literally you were in a friendship, jealousy situation. Someone was jealous of me and a friend. Yeah, you let them go. No time for that. Yeah, agreed. Anybody that's telling you to choose me should be the person that you don't choose. Because that's coming from an attachment state of being. That's coming from a lack mindset where they don't believe that if you give your time to somebody else, they don't have time for you. So anybody that's coming to you and saying, oh, I need you, it has to be you, that is a lack state of being. You are literally harming them. You are literally harming them. Like that's what the Kabbalah talks about, that you are literally harming them by doing that. When somebody is coming to you in a lack state of being, that I need this, I need you, it's got to be you, it's got to be this, it's got to be whatever. That is a lack state of being, and what you're doing is you're stunting their soul. If you are choosing the person that is saying, oh, choose me, you're stunting their soul, and you're enabling their behavior. And the behavior is their level up. Like, that is a moment for them to level up and understand that everything they need is already within them. And there is no reason to be jealous, because there is an abundant amount of time with you, and you giving time to somebody else does not deplete that time from you. That does not take away from the time from you. There is an abundant amount of time and resources and food and anything. There is an abundant amount of everything in this freaking universe. And just because somebody else has it doesn't mean you can't have it. Like, that is not how it works. And that's how the freaking capitalistic freaking society is built, where they believe that if you have this, then I can't have it. So no, I don't want you to have it. And that's where that lack mindset comes in, and that's where jealousy comes in. And it creates this vicious cycle. Instead of learning, instead of going in the circle, you learn and level up. You learn and level up. You learn and level up. You choose a different path, you level up. You choose a different path, you level up. It all comes back to the same thing, that loop. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, Carrie. Let's send in some forgiveness here. Then we got Bev's card, and then I'm going to go, because I am doing this every day this week. Make sure you're breathing. Everybody in here, make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you drink water. Make sure you hydrate and you ground. Everybody, this is energy healing. We are doing shadow work. We are going into the depths of the soul. We are going into the mind. We are discussing and we are talking about the things. We are doing the things. It was a level up, Carrie. Yes, it was a level up, my love. What keeps coming to my mind is Grey's Anatomy, because I used to love that show, right? Grey's Anatomy, and everybody has idolized this, right? It's become a meme. It's become this famous meme, you know what I'm saying? Like Dr. McDreamy and Meredith, Grey. And the show came out literally the year I got married. And my ex-husband was a one-night stand that turned into marriage, just like they were, like their whole love story. So it was like something that like I followed through the times, right? And I watched. And we didn't have all the crazy drama, you know what I'm saying, whatever that was, and I was still in my ego back then. I was very much still in my ego and materialistic and all that sort of stuff. But that lack mindset where she's like, oh, you got a girlfriend? Oh, you got a freaking wife? Okay, no. Where she's like, no, I'm not going to deal with this. Like, I'm going to walk away. Like, I'm going to, no, that's not what I want. Is giving them the opportunity to do something different. But she did there's this whole phrase of like, pick me, choose me, love me. Means like you're not going to find it from somebody else. That by that person choosing what is best for their highest and greatest good, you're not going to get what you deserve. Just because you guys don't mesh at that time, those two, just because you and that friend don't mesh at this time, and just because they don't, by you taking the responsibility and stepping away, you are showing the universe what you want more of. You don't want a situation like that anymore. You're not attached. You're not attaching to a person. You're not attaching to an energy. You are literally attaching to you, because what is best for you is who wants to be there. Why would you want anybody to be there that doesn't want to be there? Like, straight the fuck up. Why would you want anybody in your life that doesn't want to be there? Why would you ever want that? And that's what that, like, I used to love that, and that was like a thing, but I was in a codependent relationship before. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a codependent relationship with a narcissist that I didn't understand, and so, like, that was what, you know what I'm saying? That was like love or whatever. And, you know, it's not fucking love. It's the opposite of what the fuck love is. Like, why do you want somebody with you that doesn't want to be with you? Like, I need, like, fucking me. Like, it's gotta be me. Like, you want me so fucking bad that it can't be anybody else. Like, there's no reason you want to look anywhere else because you have me, and it's like, you want all of me. Like, in my relationship, it has to be like, you know, like freaking animalistic and like primal. Like, it's just the fucking two of you, and that's it. And you don't want anything else. Like, why would you want anything else if you have what you want? So, by going after what you want, you're unconsciously giving everybody else the permission to do the same. Anybody coming to you and saying that whatever you got going on with a friend, you can't do this with them because that means you're not doing it with me, is somebody thinking that they're not having a good life. Like, they're living in their own hell. They're in their own hell. They're in a hell in their own head. In a circle. You know, and this isn't judgment. This is coming from trauma. And this is why you go down these roads. Like, I'm just giving a perspective flip. Do you know what I'm saying? That, you know, like, she didn't know all the things. It wasn't, she came from a perfectly good place. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, she didn't know when she met him that he had somebody, you know? And it's like, so in that aspect, she meant well, and then she backed the fuck off, and that meant well. And then, you know, that was what was good for them and their story, but that doesn't mean that it's always what's going to happen. You know, I mean, she didn't know the backstory. She didn't know what had happened. She didn't know the whole circumstance. She didn't know everything. And it's like, when you're put in a situation like that, where somebody has to make a choice, like, the choice has to be for their greatest and highest good, and they have to know that in them, or they're doing something outside of themselves. They are people pleasing, and they are harming. That means it's a manipulation, and that means you're taking their energy by making them choose. That is a manipulation tactic. Stealing your energy. That is somebody stealing and siphoning your fucking energy and saying, no, this is my energy. Nobody else can have it. It's mine. No, fuck that. There is unlimited energy and unlimited people. There's like fucking 8 million or 8 billion people in the fucking world. Like, no. Why would you want to be anywhere that you aren't wanted, or want somebody that doesn't want you? Like, there are so many people that do want you. The more that you entertain something that isn't for you, the more you're keeping away what is for you. So in romantic, in relationship, in friends and family, you know, the family that I help, like, okay, so I'm going to bring it back. The family I kept, okay, you know, in this full story, I kept, you know, I was so into the whole family and the whole thing, and to do all the things because that's how I was raised. And like, it was such a good, fond memory of me, you know, like loving and growing up and like having all the family Christmases and doing all this stuff. Like growing up, you know what I'm saying, like with like my extended family and stuff like that. But then I tried it was a tradition. I was trying to carry over and trying to whatever. And I'm trying to have it with people that didn't want it. That didn't want that with me. And it was like I was trying to get love from a situation that didn't assist anybody. It wasn't assist anybody. I was trying to get love, and I was depleting myself to get that love. And it was like, why? The moment I started doing what was best for me, my soul family started coming in. And I have, you know, amazing people that love me and support me and lift me up and that are there for me, that are reciprocally giving me energy or taking care of me when I'm down. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're both growing and evolving. It's not like I'm, you know, it's like in that situation, it's like, so I drive a stick, right? So it's like driving with the parking brake on. It's like you're constantly like, you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? I got a clutch, I got a stick, so it's like you're driving, but if you got the parking brake on, it's like really not going. You can't get up to gear. It's like you're trying, but you just fucking can't go because you've got the parking brake on and you're being paused. So by holding on to a situation like that, you're just staying paused. And that's a choice. You can't choose. Not everybody's going to go with you. Not everybody is going to rise with you, and it doesn't mean it's forever, okay? And because like that totality of that, it's really detrimental to some people. They really don't want the totality of it, and that's because you could have a soul-based relationship. You could have something really freaking connected with a person, and you don't want to let go of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know, like an energy like that, like you know, something that you don't want to let go of. But if it's not for you, if it's not something that is being chosen, that you are choosing actively and somebody else is choosing actively, then they're choosing to stay in a different place. And by you not taking action, and staying, if you stayed in that place, you're stunting yourself, because that soul is like, I don't want to go, so I want you to stay here. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna stay here with you. And it's like, there's a difference between sitting with somebody in their pain while they're growing and leveling up and being there for them in the time of the moment. Like, let somebody show up for you. Like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, let somebody be there with you, show up for you, let somebody go through it with you. And like, so, but that's somebody that's going to help you rise back up. They're not going to just sit in the mud with you and sit and complain and just the same loop. Like, no, they're in the mud with you in that moment, and you're helping them rise up. You know what I'm saying? You're not staying in that same circle. No, you're rising up. Sit with them, in it, and then rise up, step up. Then you can step up. Then you can step up. Then you can keep going. It is a constant spiral up. This whole fucking universe is a constant spiral up. It is always a choice. It is another choice. It is choosing a different path. That is all it is about. Okay, Bev, what do we got, babe? We got integration. Okay. The spiral is the theme tonight. The spiral. Whew. All right. Integration. What do you need to hear? What do you need to hear? Close your eyes and tell yourself something beautiful and comforting that you need to hear. So I invite everybody in here. There's 7 of us. Close your eyes. And I'm going to say, I'll say something out loud, but everybody close your eyes. Tell yourself something beautiful and comforting that you need to hear. And this is kind of like a guided sort of meditation through the shadow work, so I will happily say some things. Some beautiful affirmations. I actually have affirmations right here. I will say all of the affirmations, and I'm going to say the affirmations from the root chakra all the way up to the crown. I'm going to give every one of you an affirmation that you can say that will heal whatever is going on, because this is energy healing for everything that is coming up, so I'm going to speak them, okay? So I invite everybody here to close your eyes and tell yourself this affirmation. Either what you think you need to hear or what you want to hear, or the one that I'm going to repeat to you. What do you need to hear? At the root, our root chakra. I am safe here. I trust the wisdom of my body. I am safe here. I trust the wisdom of my body. I am safe here. I trust the wisdom of my body. We move up to sacral. I deserve pleasure from my life. I embrace my sexuality. Fuck yeah, I do. Oof, good Lord. Okay. I deserve pleasure from my life. I embrace my sexuality. Embrace that shit. That was when I talked about. That was where my freedom came in. When I first started feeling freedom because of the Catholic raising. Like, I'm talking about that, like a little bit, like the Catholic being raised, like the freaking the guilt and the shame that was always put on for sexuality. Like that right there alone. Fuck that. I deserve pleasure from my life. I embrace my sexuality. If you're doing it in a healthy, happy way and you're not harming yourself, why would you not? I'm not saying, I'm in sexuality, like I'm very reserved my body, and I have been on an abstinent route, but you know what I'm saying, but I know that's kind of like over, like I know, and that was healing my sacral. That was part of healing my sacral, which is also healing my womb, because I couldn't bring any children to this world until I became comfortable with my sexuality. So we're going to move up to the solar plexus. I can will myself to do what I choose. I have power within. I can will myself to do what I choose. I have power within. I can will myself to do what I choose. I have power within. Oh, that one was powerful. I felt that. I'm closing my eyes on the last one. Okay. Moving up to the heart. I deserve to be loved. I live in balance with those around me. I deserve to be loved. I live in balance with those around me, regardless of the situation. The balance comes from within. It's a heart thing, babe. I deserve to be loved. I live in balance with those around me. Oh, that one's heavy. Okay, that one just lit up my chakra. I'm going to send in some emotion there, and I'm going to say the other ones. So we're moving up to the throat. Creativity is in and around me. I speak and hear the truth. Creativity is in and around me. I speak and hear the truth. Creativity is in and around me. I speak and hear the truth. Moving up to the third eye. I see everything clearly. I invite everybody to do this, especially right now. There was a lot of third eye stuff going on. I see everything clearly. I see everything clearly. We're moving up to the crown. Divinity resides within and around me. Divinity resides within and around me. Divinity resides within and around me. Oof. Calm energy back. Cleanse and purify it back in order. All chakras align. I send you back all that is yours, and I take back all that is mine, and I honor the soul that is you. I am that I am, and that is enough, and I love every individual one of you. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for talking. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of my series here. This is important work. Like I said, this is a limited series. I'm not going to do this all the time. I'm doing this for free to showcase it, to show people, to give people an avenue and show them how to do this work. I love you and I honor you, and I see the soul and the light within you, and I cannot wait to see you again. I love you all. Have a good night. Grand